Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, June 16th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got MLB action tonight on Apple TV Plus exclusive. Chicago White Sox versus the Seattle Mariners, live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. So first pitch will be here in just a couple minutes. I actually started the stream up about 8 minutes ago, but then something happened with the Twitter side and it wasn't linking. So I had to just end the stream, fix whatever was going on and refresh everything and then recreate the stream over again. So I apologize. I should have been in here about 8 minutes ago, but for whatever reason, the Twitter was not linked, but I am good to go now. We got Michael Kopech versus Brian Wu. Let's go. I am ready for this matchup. Let's go over some of the starting lineups that we have today. And then, of course, I had to put Luis Robert Jr., who's just on the cusp of really breaking out into stardom. 17 homers so far for Luis Robert Jr. there in center field. 264 average, 4 stolen bases, 36 ribbies, leading the team with 17 dingers. And on the opposite side, as you can see, I got my boy Julio Rodriguez. All right, he's got 12 homers, 37 ribbies, 12 stolen bases. Batting average is 237, should be closer to 300, but we're going to give it a little bit of time. Let's start off with the visiting White Sox. Leading off for the White Sox, shortstop, Tim Anderson. Batting second for the White Sox, left fielder, Andrew Benintendi. Batting third, center fielder, Luis Robert Jr. Batting cleanup and batting fourth, DHing for the White Sox tonight, Eloy Jimenez. Batting fifth, third baseman, Jake Burger. Batting sixth, right fielder, Gavin Sheets. Batting seventh, first baseman, Andrew Vaughn. Batting eighth, second baseman, Elvis Andrus. And batting ninth, catcher, Seby Zavala. And on the mound for the White Sox, Michael Kopech. Let's go. We should be able to get the dub today. There is no guarantees, though. It's not like we have, one of our top guys pitching that's not, Luis Castillo. It's not Bryce Miller. It's not George Kirby. So we'll see on how it goes. Now leading off for the Mariners, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Batting third, first baseman, Ty France. Batting fourth, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Batting fifth, left fielder, Jared Kalanick. Batting sixth, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Batting seventh, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting eighth, DHing for the Mariners tonight, Mike Ford. And batting ninth, second baseman, Jose Caballero. And on the mound is Brian Wu. Let's go. Brian Wu in the building. Let's go. I am ready to go. They got the City Connects going on now. 0-1 pitch. Dribbler right to Wu. Throw him out. One away. Nice job by Brian. Woo! Let's go, baby. I like it. I like it. Tim Anderson grounds out. We'll give the White Sox plenty of love tonight as well. And this isn't a Apple TV Plus exclusive. So if anyone is wanting to watch, Friday night baseball, sometimes the Mariners, I guess, are the team that they have chosen. They did it last week. I signed up for a week trial. It just, obviously ended. And then the Mariners on Twitter actually have a Apple TV exclusive 2 months for free pass. So I got a week free. Tried it out. I didn't realize the Mariners were going to be on again on Friday night. So it would have either been this game or the Dodgers. So if anyone wants the link to be able to watch this game with me, or Ted Lasso or any of the Apple TV Plus exclusive content, you get 2 months for free. And then it goes to like $6.99, but they don't charge your card at the moment. So if you are wanting to watch Friday Night Baseball, or if you want the link, let me know. And like I said, Twitter has 2 months for free throughout the Seattle Mariners on the Twitter. So, I mean, 2 months for free. That's quite a bit of baseball. Got him. Reflect is in the building. What's good? How are you? How are you, Sarah? Let's go, baby. Big strikeout. I like that. I like that. Andrew Benintendi, the former Red Sox. Sit down. Next up, center fielder Luis Robert Jr. And obviously I put him on the thumb for a reason. Woo inside. 1 ball, no strikes. And I didn't know if my subscription was going to be cut off, based on when I ended up discontinuing it because I did the week trial for free. And then the Mariners got a 2 months. That's the longest that I've seen that they're doing this promotion. So, and if you think about it, it's already, at this point, it's June 16th. So 2 months will take you to August. And by that time, we're getting, closer to September and October and whatnot. So, I don't know if I'll keep it after, but at least I'll be able to do Friday Night Baseball now for the next 2 months. And I don't have to worry about, paying for anything. Now, they have baseball links that are up now because a lot of the streaming sites, they had basketball, they had, football. Football's over, basketball's over, hockey's over. They took baseball off a lot of the streaming sites for a bit. But now there's no hockey, no NHL, no NBA. So now they're forced to kind of put it back on there because really the only thing that they got going on in sports right now is baseball, right? NASCAR on the weekends, for trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup Series, and then wrestling, AEW and WWE. So really for the 4 major sports, this is it. So this is a good subscription to be able to take advantage of in the next 2 months, especially if it's going to be free and if the Mariners are going to be featured every once in a while on Friday nights. 2 weeks in a row, I had to do it. Chopper, foul, and we got the City Connects going on too. Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Let's go, baby. Reflect in the building. Let's go. And obviously, I had to put him on the thumb. Let's go, baby. Should be a good one. And the matchups haven't been too bad. Like I said, sometimes it's not going to be maybe the best matchup Friday night, but they definitely have been mixing it up. All right, come on, Woo. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Come on, Brian. I need to have you woo all over the ass tonight. Let's go, baby. Come on. And first start, he got roughed up pretty bad. Last start, he looked pretty good. So, we don't have Robbie Ray's out for the year. Marco Gonzalez got hurt, so he's pretty much taking Marco's spot. Boom! Got him! Luis can't even believe it. That was a little low, but 2 Ks for fucking Brian Woo. Let's go, Brian. Woo! Let's go. That's a great start for Brian Woo. 2 Ks? It seems like, once he starts getting his confidence, which it pretty much, I think, has already started, this could be a guy that could, potentially hold it down while Marco is out. And who knows, if he keeps doing this well, he might end up doing better than Logan Gilbert. Right now, Logan Gilbert looks like the weakest pitcher. And we already know that, Brian is new, just like Bryce Miller. So we got to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. But we'll see what Logan Gilbert does this weekend. But I think a lot of fans, we do like Bryce Miller a lot, like George Kirby and Luis Castillo. They're at the top. Obviously we have Logan Gilbert, who was the 2, who's now the 4. And now we're looking for that 5th guy in the rotation. Normally it's Marco, and Marco was doing good before the injury, 4-1, 5-1 record, somewhere in that nature. And we'll see what Woo can do. But so far, so good. Let's go, baby. That's a good start to the inning. All right, let's go to the bottom of the first, and we need runs. We need to get more than 5 hits, and we need more than 4 runs, and we need to get runs within the first 4 innings. So that's kind of the key. Let's go, baby. Leading off for the Mariners, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second for the Mariners, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, first baseman Ty France. Let's go, baby. I'm ready to go. Should be a good one. And we don't take any matchup for granted. That's for damn sure. Yeah, so like I said, if you just go to Apple TV, tv.apple.com. And that's like, you can go on your computer and do it there or on your phone. And then you just sign in. No card money is taken out. And then you can do it there. Then if you have a smart TV, you should be able to go to your options and then you can watch it on the TV, not necessarily on your phone if you have an Apple product or if you have an Apple computer like myself. But, I'm able to watch it on the TV in the studio, which is much better. So very easy to set up. You just need to go to Mariners Twitter. There's a link there. And then if you go there and sign up, everything is legit and you get 2 months for free. Mike's in the building. Matt's in the building. I'm doing well. How are you? And it sounds like Sarah's only going to be here for a little bit. So, Matt, if you're going to be here tonight, I would appreciate it. I definitely need to have a lead mod in here the whole night. And I know you wanted to dip out yesterday, but the whole reason I gave you lead mod status or mod status is that you were going to be here while Sarah was gone. So if you feel that you can't be here all the time, when I'm doing the streams, then I can try to talk to like Jameson or Elliot. But, if I'm going to be grinding it out and Sarah's not going to be here, I mean, that's a big part, of being a lead mod and being one of those people. I need those people here. So you got to let me know, if you'd rather go and do your own thing. You know what I mean? I can't have you just in here for a couple minutes and then just dip out if you want that particular title. So bottom of the first, 0-1 count. Pitches outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. How you doing, Mike? What's good? Hope that weather in Hawaii is treating you well, Matt. Bottom of the first, 1-1 count. Check swing. Did he go? I do like this reach base probability that they have on the Apple TV side on the bottom right corner. And the Apple TV broadcasts are better than the YouTube broadcasts. The YouTube broadcasts are absolutely terrible, but you can switch it when they do the YouTube broadcast to the home or away announce crew. So I can always flip it to my Seattle guys. But with the Apple TV, you're, kind of have their guys there. I think Dontrell Willis is part of the crew tonight. So it definitely is a little bit better. Presentation is better, and it seems like Apple's got more of their ducks in a row. All right, walked them. There we go, baby. All right, sounds good. I just need to be able to have people that are going to be reliable, and you normally are always here anyways, but I know it is a commitment, to stick with me for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, especially if I'm recording almost every day. But you just communicate with me and let me know, on what days you're going to be able to do it or not. And that would really help if you ended up having like a Twitter or an Instagram so we can communicate. Julio, blooper. There we go. There we go. Runners at first and second. Nice job. Julio Rodriguez with a bloop single. Let's go. And again, anyone that's watching on the Twitter side, on the YouTube side, if you want to be able to watch this particular game, I have an opportunity that you can do that. Obviously, there's links that'll be about 30 seconds to a minute behind. But if you want to have the crispiest, obviously broadcast with no issues, unless you have internet, issues at your house, is just going through the Apple TV Plus and, going through them directly. Mariners have a link on their Twitter. And again, it's 2 months for free. So you can't beat 2 months for free. And I don't know, it's not like the Mariners are going to be on there every Friday night, but if they have a night off or if they play early, it'll give me an opportunity to do an awesome matchup that not a lot of people are able to see, but I'm always willing to help people, obviously get this free membership trial that they got. I mean, I did the week one and I was like, I kind of enjoyed it, but I mean, I already have so many streaming services. So I'm pretty much doing this for work. I'm doing it for baseball, and I'm doing it for the Mariners because they've been showcased 2 weeks in a row. And I was like, well, do I want to do the Dodgers, or do I want to do the Mariners? And I'd rather do my own team than my dad's team if I have a choice. All right. Ty France is up. Yeah, no worries. No worries. 0-2 pitch from Kopech. Ty chops it foul. Like those City Connects that we got on today. There's a souvenir for a fan. Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm good, man. Like I said, I got a chance to spend some time with Paisley. It's just going to be pretty much me and her tonight. I ended up going through my old video games. So Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 64. And I found some cables and I actually reconnected my PlayStation 2 for the first time in 20 years, and I still have the memory card for Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, and I was looking through my titles. I got like 20 games in one of those Case Logics. So I started putting in like NFL Blitz, NCAA football 2005, just a crazy number. I found some Resident Evils in there. So let's just say after this game is over, it's going to be a late night. I'm definitely going to be playing some video games tonight and rekindling a little bit of my childhood. So, and a little bit into, high school times as well. Because a lot of that stuff is from like 97 to 2005. And obviously we're in 2023. But when it loaded the Vice City, it was crazy. I was like, oh, it's loading all the info. And I had to see like what mansion I was in, what cars were in there. Obviously, the graphics are much shittier, with like Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, But I still think Vice City and San Andreas are still two of the best. Of course, you get Grand Theft Auto 5 and all the ones that are further along, better graphics. And obviously, the missions are more detailed. The graphics are more detailed. The missions are better. But just something about that nostalgia, even playing something like that. So, because I grew up with Atari 2600, NES, Sega, Super Nintendo 64, and then PlayStation. So, Kopech, dribbler from France, goes to second, double play. Got him. Damn. What a double play by the White Sox. What's good? How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. There we go. Nothing wrong with that. All right, we're in the bottom of the first inning, 2 outs. Big double play there. Yeah, Andrews, that was good defense. Next up, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. And Teoscar starting to light it up. We got the blue hard hat. We got the City Connect jersey. They got, little elbow pads matching with the yellow. They got the pants. They got the blue socks. Everything is matching. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the first, 1-0 count to Teoscar. Good eye. I wish Julio could be a little bit more patient like Teoscar. 1-1 count. Come on, baby. 1-1 pitch. Teoscar fouls it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I know I was pretty critical on like the YouTube and Apple TV broadcasts, and I thought how like terrible they were when they first started doing them. But when you compare the YouTube and the Apple TV broadcast is actually very similar to like a Root Sports or Fox Sports 1 or ESPN or MLB Network podcast or Sportscast. So I feel like that is on par. Apple finally got it to the point where the graphics are on the right side. It does have kind of an Apple feel to it. Like, like when they bring up little graphics, it kind of feels like you're putting something up on your phone. I don't have an Apple phone, an iPhone, but I've seen people that, they bring up their apps, and the way that they layer some of the stats and the way they have the scoreboard kind of feels like an Apple phone or an iPhone or a computer kind of broadcast. And that's what it is. It's Apple TV. So I like it. It's not, it's not as good as the main on MLB or your local, but it's a hell of a lot better than YouTube. That's for damn sure. The YouTube baseball stuff is there. I feel like that is way far behind. Like, as far as like the graphics team, who they have announcing. If you were going to do it through YouTube, you'd be better off instead of getting scrubs doing it, like getting people like YouTube streamers doing the games. You would get more views and things would probably go smoother, because it just seems like when they're trying to be professional and they're doing these YouTube games, for the MLB, it doesn't look professional at all. It looks like, some like high school or like junior high version of an MLB broadcast. But, I've been pleasantly surprised with this Apple TV. And again, I got the, 2-month free subscription. So we'll be doing these games here for the next 2 months. Let's go, baby. Well, nothing in the first inning. Let's go to the bottom of the first. No. Let's go to the top of the second. Let's go, baby. And we need to get runs early and often. And I know some people said, it's the White Sox. It'll be easy win. Well, nothing is easy when you're the Mariners and you're 33 and 34. That's facts. And we just need Brian, to keep it going. Let's go, baby. So far, so good. 2 Ks obviously, in that first inning as well. So that's a great start. All right, let's go over the lineup for the Sox. Leading off for the White Sox, DHing for Chicago tonight, Eloy Jimenez. Batting second this inning, third baseman, Jake Burger. And batting third, right fielder, Gavin Sheets. Let's go, baby. I'm excited because, like I said, I don't get to see a lot of these teams all the time. So sometimes, when you get a team that you normally don't play that often, some people are like, who cares? Just another game. But, for me, like I said, I like being able to see those teams that I don't see often. Of course you want to win, but you want to scout and be able to see like where they're going. Are they trending upwards? Are they trending downwards? How do we match up to some of these teams in the American League and the National League that we don't see as often? So. And they're in third in the AL Central winner. It says odds would be Twins, Guardians, White Sox. So they have them at third. And we're sitting in fourth in the American League West. So the East is obviously the strongest in the National League and the American League. That's big facts.
Yeah, that's certainly the case. Even though they're 10 games under 500 right now.
Chopped up, popped up. No problem. I'm probably one of the only one that's actually doing this game, or if I'm not the only one, there's not very many people. But again, I commit to the Apple TV broadcasts, and of course, if it's going to be Mariners as well, then we can end up having it. I do. I don't know if you have an account, but I do have a link, through the Mariners Twitter that gives you 2 months for free. So even if you ended up doing like a free trial before. They don't charge you anything on the debit or credit card that you put on file unless you've signed up for a trial before. But you literally can watch this right now or any other matchup, and you get 2 months for free. So it's the best freebie deal for Apple TV Plus that I've seen. A lot of them were like 1 week trials, 2 week, and now that one that they put out obviously is 2 months. So I took advantage of it. Hell, I did the week trial last week, and then it ended up running out. And then I saw the Mariners were on again, so I was like, well, I guess I'm doing another trial. Let me do it for 2 months and then go from there. So let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Damn right it was Benito Santiago. Hell yeah, it was. It's all good, Mike. Beer money happens. Chopped up. Hopefully we'll get other people to step up and help us out with that. Burger. They played the Dodgers. Yeah, that one went crazy. That was that matchup where they had a grand slam when they were down 4-0. Chopper. Right off to Cal. That was foul. Top of the second, Mariners 0, White Sox 0. 0-2 count. Benito Santiago, absolutely. I had Fred McGriff on there too, and Griffey. I'm always liking the old throwback photos. Sometimes I'll wait for the Mariners to post on their Twitter, and then, we'll take that picture and go from there. But I always like looking at the old, 70s, 80s, 90s photos, early 2000s, if they're available. And anything with old school Griffey, obviously him being my favorite. I love Griffey, Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, Ichiro, Julio, for like current now. It took a while for me to find those two guys to kind of believe in, after, the Griffey, Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez era was starting to come to an end. And then we finally got Ichiro, which was great. And then after Ichiro, we have Julio. So, yeah, but when I saw that too, it's really funny. Everyone commented, not necessarily on Griffey or Fred McGriff. Everyone's like, dude, is that Benito Santiago with the stunner shades in the photo? And I believe that was from an all-star game like in 92. And I was like, this is way too cool not to post. So I always like trying to find those kind of obscure ones too. So 1-2 pitch from Wu. Got him. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Nice job. Woo, 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 woo. And like I said, he started off and his ERA was like 1 billion. Then he got it down to about 10. Now it's down to 8. But he has actually been getting, some Ks. First start, he had a couple Ks, but he got rocked for a shitload of runs. came in last start, looked really good, and then the ERA went from like 1 billion down to like 10. And then now, he's continuing to kind of work on it. Now it's down to 8. And if he keeps having a couple more good starts, he'll have a respectable ERA of like 3 or less, which what he should be. He's pretty nice, actually. And he's our Marco Gonzalez filler right now. Believe he was a 6th rounder. So we didn't really expect a whole lot, out of Brian Wu. Hell, we didn't even know Brian Wu and Bryce Miller were even going to fucking pitch for us this year. But again, Robbie Ray got hurt. Bryce Miller is better, so it's a blessing. Robbie Ray was overpaid. We got fleeced in that. He'll never be a Cy Young guy. And at least we get an opportunity now for other guys to step up. Popped up. Boom, right to Teoscar. There we go. Let's go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Nice job, Wu. I can't wait to see that ERA go down to about 2 or 3. And it's probably going to take another, 2 or 3 really good games to get it there. But again, to be at like 20 or 30 ERA where you pitched only a couple innings and gave up like 1 billion runs, and then to play well, get it down, and then now you're getting a little bit more respectable. So 3 Ks already from our fifth string guy, our 5th guy in the rotation. Normally, you're not going to see that within the first couple innings. So a lot of promise for the Mariners, even though we are a 500 team. Now, are we going to make the playoffs? Probably not. That's just being real. You know what I mean? But we can hope that we can hopefully turn it around at some point. Not going to be easy, but maybe we can ride the momentum of having the All-Star game in Seattle for the first time since 2001. And then maybe that can, get us over the hump. But the reason why I think probably it's not going to happen is that we're 33 and 34. So that means like in the next, like about 100 games, obviously because you do the 162 and we're already sitting at 67. So for example, we would have to go 60 and 40 like the rest of the way or something similar to that for 100 games. Is that likely for Seattle on the way they've been playing so far? No. So it looks like we're probably going to be around an 80 win team when we probably need to be a 90 or more. And even with that being said, it's probably not going to be enough because now the Rangers are the top dog. They don't look like they're slowing down. Astros are starting to get, heated up. There's no spot for us. Normally it's Astros and we try to get 2nd spot. Rangers are behind us with the Angels and the A's, but now we're 3rd and I don't think we're going to be able to necessarily get caught up to the Rangers or the Astros unless they have injuries, which is possible, or we get extremely hot in the box and the pitching continues to stay good. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, leading off for the Mariners, my Mariners since the mid-'80s, baby. 1985, 86, 87. Yo, boy. Left fielder, Jared Kelenic. Batting 2nd this inning, 3rd baseman, Eugenio Suarez. And batting 3rd, big dumper catcher Cal Raleigh. And he's probably my 2nd favorite player behind Julio, believe it or not. I mean, I love the pitchers. I put them kind of in a separate category. Kelenic, yeah! Woo! Over his head. I mean, obviously I got Luis Castillo, George Kirby, Bryce Miller in a separate category, but as far as like positional players, Julio, and I really like catchers. They're kind of like goalies to me. They're very underappreciated. Cal also is a switch hitter, so he can hit right or left, and he can go yard, and he was the one that broke the curse and broke the streak for us to be able to obviously make the playoffs for the very first time in 20-21 years. So I'm always going to root for a guy like that, a little Mr. Underappreciated. Nice job by Kelenic, baby. Let's get hot. You were the X factor going into the year, which I predicted, and you started to kind of fizzle out a little bit in the last 10 games. So you held it down for about 50, and the last 10 have been shaky, but I think we're going to be able to see Jared get back in it now. Next up, 3rd baseman, Eugenio Suarez. And can we get a goddamn 300 hitter at some point, please? Pitch is low, 2 balls, no strikes. 0-0, we're knotted up. Runner at first, 2-0 count. Suarez batting .216, 7 homers, 39 ribbies with an OPS of .642. I like this GIDP probability here. And then a GIDP, if you don't know, on the Apple TV, grounding into a double play. It's just like, I like stats and I like analytics. And sometimes when you get these like extra stats that pop up on the screen, but on the Apple broadcast, they have it on the bottom right the whole game. I like that. That is something MLB should do, or like your local broadcast, but they don't. So it's kind of cool. You get something different when you get this Apple broadcast, and it's not the same thing every time either. Sometimes it'll show like probability rate of hitting, and sometimes they'll do, ground it out into a double play. I like the way that the format comes up on these broadcasts as well. I'm just happy that I got the 2-month free pass. And again, if anyone needs it and they want to watch this game while I call the game and have access for the next 2 months of Friday Night Baseball, I am probably going to check into Ted Lasso. Every motherfucker on planet Earth is like, Ted Lasso, right? And I watch everything. I've not watched that yet because I haven't had Apple, Plus TV, but everyone talks about it. They say how great it is, how funny it is. It's a comedy. So I'm probably going to tap into that this weekend and let me see how really funny it is. Like, what are we talking about? How funny are we talking? Popped up. Suarez. Back, off the wall. Go, Jared. Yeah. Runners on the corners, baby. Oh, baby. Let's go. No, he went to second. Bang, let's go. Second and third, bottom of the second. What a stand-up double by Eugenio Suarez. Kelenic to third. He was moving. Suarez with the double. I thought it was just going to be a single, but he kept going. And that was almost a homer. And when we were down 4, we could have had a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and it was robbed by the Marlins. My buddy Preston was there for all 3 games. And the really cool thing is he's always looking for memorabilia like me and trying to find things that are rare that sometimes people overlook, that they don't think it would be worth money or it would be cool. And so after the game was over and the Marlins ended up winning the game, he saw 2 losses and then the Marlins got that win. He went down where he already had pretty good seats right behind the Marlins dugout and was talking with the manager and the people down there. And he actually got the official laminated scorecard from the game. Nobody asked for that. Usually those will probably get saved or tossed or, collected in a folder and then saved throughout the year. Not many fans are smart enough to ask for something like that, to be able to have that as part, because it's a 1-of-1, from that game where they actually, the manager was actually writing and making the adjustments and everything there. And then you could use that item down the road to get it signed by players. See, my buddy is smart, and a lot of times those are the little things where we go deeper, and most people would not even have that idea to think of that, But again, me and him are very crafty. We're always thinking, okay, ticket, we're thinking about the magazine, the program, baseball, cleats, gloves. What can we get if we can't get the glove or if we can't get the ball? What's something else, And he does scorecards every game that he goes to as well. I don't have the patience for that, but salute to him, for him to be able to think outside the box and get a true 1-of-1 item. Very cool. And to some people, it's not a big deal, but, for me and for him and true collectors, it's a really cool item that you could have framed and keep at your house, or you could try to get signed in the future games, when the Marlins come to town. And he follows the Marlins as well. So, and he's lived here in Oregon with me. So, he could have definitely been a Mariner, but just didn't have the connection, really liked the Florida Marlins, hopped onto that. Wagon, at the very beginning of their existence, and he hasn't hopped off. So nice to see the Marlins having some success this year. Bottom of the second, 3-1 pitch from Kopech. Takes a strike. Come on, Big Cal. Yeah, 80 to 82 wins is kind of what it feels like. And we would have to get closer to 90 to 95 to make the wild card. And I don't think that's going to happen unless the Rangers and Astros have a shit load of injuries. I just don't see them playing shitty baseball and then going down. 3-2 pitch. Walked him. There we go. Love me some Cal. And that's the actual photo for us going into the playoffs, baby. Love it. Next up, DHing for the Mariners, and I think we got our full-time DH. This lineup has been replicated 3 times, and I have not seen that really from Scott Service. So I think this is the rotation where we got Crawford, Julio, France, Hernandez, Kelenic, Suarez, Raleigh, and then the question marks. What about DH? We answered it. Mike Ford. He's already got 4 homers, 2 in one game, 2 against the Angels. And then Jose Caballero is way better than Colton Wong. So now this is the lineup. It took us 60, 70 games, to get to this point. Oh, this is the best lineup, and we had to figure it out. But at least you figured it out at the right time, and we have a little Bryce Miller, and Brian Wu to add to the equation. So, of course, Marco Gonzalez normally is average or bad. This year he was good. Robbie Ray, I think, would have been 500. I don't think there would have been any chance for him of being better than some of these other guys. Maybe better than Logan Gilbert if he could have got hot. But, I think he mentally just got, Yordan Alvarez lives in his head rent free, and, that was a bad move by Scott bringing him in, especially when you were struggling, in the playoffs prior. Or at the end of the regular season. Why would you put a guy like that in that hangs it over the plate and he's already been doing it? You want to lose, but you live and you learn. So Mike Ford gets called for a punch out here that was low, questionable call. He's not happy about it. All right, bases loaded. You can see him like arguing. Ball, strike, ball. Am I walked? Am I struck out? What's going on here? Let's go. Bases loaded. A lot of times you have to have that meeting and then they have to adjust and talk. Yeah. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count. Come on, Jose. Yeah, but I just try to be well-rounded and like a little bit of everything. So I like to be able to, take some advice from people. And if they tell me it's worth it, then hell, I got it free for 2 months. I might as well take advantage. Check swing. Did he go? Damn it. Back-to-back strikeouts. Come on. Ford, questionable. Jose, damn it. Next up, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P. Shout out to Cyberpunk helping out with the Twitter. I appreciate that. And hopefully we'll get some goats to come through and we can end up getting to a good number at the end of the night. And we have been getting a little bit of a recommendation and a little bit of a push, not just on the Apple TV broadcast, but it's always, it always feels good when you're, getting a little bit of an opportunity to be able to show what you can do. But again, also it depends on what you're doing. And Apple TV broadcasts are pretty exclusive. And the people that do them, there's not very many. So, I mean, hell, if I got to be the guy that does the Mariner streams and, I'll do Dodgers for my dad and all the good teams. And on top of that, Apple TV, fuck it. I got to do it. Pitches outside, 3 balls, no strikes. Yeah, but I already got a lot of shows that are in my rotation because, I love sports, but then I got to be able to hone into my childhood and watch some 80s or 90s cartoons. Got to get about an hour of that in every day or more. Right down the middle, takes a strike, 3-1 count. And then I got all kinds of history, Discovery, Nat Geo, Animal Planet. They don't really do a lot of like comedies like they used to do in the 80s and 90s for like sitcoms, but this Ted Lasso though, if it's like kind of like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine kind of vibe, where you got a lot of people on the show that are funny, not just like the one main guy, or if it's like The Office, I'm definitely, I'm like, I have an idea of how it's going to be, even though I've never watched a clip of it. I haven't seen any trailers or anything, but I have an idea. But maybe my idea is completely wrong, but I think it's going to be pretty damn good. Chop foul. Come on, JP. For prime time. Yeah, I know he had like some of his little toesies on his foot, so he did like some of the appendages and whatnot for Coach Prime. It's kind of crazy because obviously, you think about these athletes and how great they are, right? Like Prime Time, like arguably maybe the best corner of all time, and then like missing toes or having issues with his feet. But a lot of these athletes do. Chopper to first. JP. We leave him stranded. We got 3 hits. We're still knotted up at 0. Let's go to the top of the 3rd inning. Damn it. Appreciate that. Thanks for helping out with that. Anything I can help out on the Twitter side, from your followers, you never know. It might be someone that's just following. Maybe you don't know, you don't even talk to them. They just follow, or you follow each other back, and we can get a few more people to get some eyeballs on here. So I appreciate that. All right, let's go to the top of the third inning. We're still knotted up at 0. I'm going to make sure we give the White Sox plenty of love as well. It's always going to be 50-50. All right, leading off for the White Sox in the top of the third, first baseman Andrew Vaughn. Batting second this inning, second baseman Elvis Andrus. And he's been hopping around from team to team. And batting third this inning, catcher Seby Zavala. Let's take a look at the stats. What's Kopech at? All right, Kopech's got 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 Ks. Not bad, not bad. And then let's take a look at what we got with Woo. What we got with Woo? We got 2 innings pitched, no hits, no earned runs, no walks, 3 Ks. So let's keep it moving, man. 8.31 ERA when you were at $1 billion, and you only pitched a couple innings in the first, couple starts. So we'll see if he actually goes a full 6. And we'll go from there. But man, if he can get like a 10K performance, that would be incredible for his confidence, being 6'2", 205. 0 for 1, 10.80 ERA, coming in, it's below that now. 11 Ks in limited time. So every time he gets an opportunity to pitch, he's getting 3 to 4 Ks or more. That's pretty good. Just starting off, especially when you get roughed up in the very beginning for like $1 billion, and then your ERA is like 30 after pitching like 2 innings, and you look like you're like the worst pitcher on planet Earth, right, of all time. But then you get a little bit more time, you get a little bit more support, like here on the NWSF, you get a little Brian Woo, okay, and he starts believing in himself, and here we go. Let's go, baby. It's exciting because Marco was actually having a good season. At one point, he was our best pitcher. So that shows you how terrible we were at one point, having a guy that normally is a 500 or under 500 pitcher. And every once in a while, he'll give you some of the heat, but he's just, a lot of times instead of being the best pitcher, he's normally farther back. And it seems like when he went from a 1 to a 2 to a 3 to a 4, he let that affect him and his performance overall. And but even at this point, if you're the 5th in the rotation, but your record is like 4-1, 5-1, you are doing really well. Like you got run support too, but you did really, really well. And I was kind of proud to see Marco not get shit on. And like I said, who has been shitting on him? Everyone, including myself, when I think he deserved it. But when he is doing really well, we got to be able to show him some love too. So I really hope Marco can come back from the injury and keep it moving, because it would just be really ironic if he ends up getting the most wins or tied for the most wins at the end of the year. Because you get a lot of these guys right now like Kirby and Castillo, where the records should be better than what they are. Shouldn't be sitting at like 500 or a game below or a game above. Should be a little bit better, but lack of run support and hits has hurt the Mariners this year. Top of the third, we're knotted up at 0. Let's go, Woo. Swing and a miss, Vaughn. See you later. 1 away. Man, this is something. Telling you. Especially if Logan Gilbert starts choking. Hell, if Bryce Miller and Woo can throw up like 10 Ks and Kirby's right there too, Castillo's going to be on and off, time to time. Hell, I'm going to go with whoever's the hottest guy that believes in himself. And if that ends up being Bryce Miller and Brian Woo over a guy like Logan Gilbert, so be it. If Logan has to go from being like the 3, instead of the 2 to the 3, the 3 to the 4, and the 4 to the 5, well, then we might have the best 5 in the business if that ends up happening. If Logan Gilbert ends up being the 5 and Woo ends up being better than him, and then Bryce is better than him, and then you got Kirby on the same level as Bryce, and then Castillo at the 1. We would just need, our impact guys to step up. Hello, Crawford, Julio, France, Hernandez, Kelenic, Suarez, Big Dumper, Ford, Caballero. But this is the best lineup we've had all year. And like I said, Scott Service likes it because it's like the third game in a row that he kept the same lineup. He never does that. He's always searching, trying to be able to find the Taylor Trammell, the AJ Pollock, the Colton Wong. And we all know that, DH was a real bad spot for us. We were already having a hard time getting hits with our stars and our superstars, let alone the 7, 8, 9 hole was like automatic out, automatic out, automatic out. Hard to win a game that way. So at least we've improved that. Ford's got 4 home runs. He's got the ability, and he gives us that Carlos Santana vibe, who actually went yard against the Brewers. I saw the homer earlier today. Shout out to him. And also getting a guy like Vogelback, even though he's struggling with mental health. I like the thicker, kind of chubbier DHs. Hell, they might not be able to defend, but if they got the big legs and the big arms, their goal is to either boom or bust. But if they boom, they homer. So I'll take that, Nice catch by JP. And I like Vogelback. I like those bigger dudes, that can actually go yard. And maybe they're a little suspect on defense, but that's the whole point of you being a DH. You can't have a DH that's a little guy. You can't have a DH that, plays every day. It doesn't make sense. Got to find a specialist. And I think we got our specialist now. It took us 60 games to find it, but we found it. And again, he's got more production in a matter of 4 or 5 games than all our DHs combined in like 60 games. So that when you can get 2 homers against the Angels and you're seeing like Ohtani and whatnot, and then you can get 2 in a game against the Marlins, it's like, okay, fuck, like where's everyone else at then? Oh, he crushed it. Popped it up. Get it, Jared. Boom, baby. Let's go to the bottom of the third. Brian, woo, baby. Woo, woo, woo. Brian, woo. Let's go. I like this kid more and more, too. Like I said, even in that first start when he got roughed up, he was still getting Ks. So when you get fucked up for like maybe, 4 to 7 runs in your first appearance, and it's against like a good team, like let's say the Yankees, right? They fuck you up, right? And you only pitch a couple innings, but in that 2 to 3 innings, maybe you got 3 to 4 Ks. You got fucked up, but you showed like lightning. You showed a little bit of thunder and lightning, right? And then you play a little bit better, in the next start. And then you get a little bit longer. You get more Ks. And then you're starting to get more Ks here. I mean, it's 3 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 4 Ks. That's a number like a George Kirby or a Bryce Miller. Maybe Logan Gilbert last year. Luis Castillo. I don't know what to think about this. But I like what I'm seeing so far. And I imagine if you're a Mariner fan or another fan, you will appreciate this as well. Let's go to the bottom of the third. Let's get some fucking runs, baby. Let's go. Brian. Woo. Don't forget it. All right, let's see who's up for the Mariners here in the bottom of the third. Look who it is. 1-for-1 center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. 240 average. You're way better than that. You should be hitting like, I'm not saying 340, but a lot of guys don't have, teams that are multiple players above 300. I get it. But it'd be nice if the Mariners could have one guy over 300 or maybe 2, but I guess that might be asking too much, but we'll see how it goes. Come on, Julio. Lead it off. Get it going. Batting second, 0-for-1. First baseman, Ty France. And batting third, 0-for-1. Right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. And he's been heating up. So Julio's been heating up. Teoscar's been heating up. Jared was cooling off, but I think he's starting to kind of get the spark back again. So you got a few of the guys kind of getting there. JP still has room to grow, but 243, you want him around 240 to 280. He's probably not going to be a 300 hitter, right? And then last but not least will be these two, Suarez and Big Dumper. Once those guys get going, then things will be good. Of course, Julio swings at the first pitch for a pop out because that's what Julio does all year. Most frustrating thing ever. And it's like right when you think he might be patient, he just does it again and then does it again and does it again. Frustrating when it's like your favorite player. It's like the modern day Griffey, but he's not there yet. The baseball IQ is nowhere near what it's going to be when he's in year 5 through 9. Next up, first baseman, Ty France. Let's go. Come on, baby.
What impact did having a season like last year have on you, just professionally?
Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge confidence booster for sure. Just
0-1 pitch. Dribbler foul towards third base. 0-2 count. Come on, Ty.
Who are some of the ball players that you looked up to? Because for myself, it was Dave Stewart, being from Oakland, California. Who are some of the guys that impacted you and made you want to be a baseball player?
Yeah.
Well, I always wanted to be a power hitting shortstop.
But it also comes down to the fact, too, is like sometimes you got to get a little lucky. And when you play, they're probably not playing as hard or as passionately for like as compared to like a Castillo or a Miller or a Kirby, where, you know, you're like the new guy. You know what I mean? You're the filler, and they assume that maybe, you know, you're not going to be that good and maybe you'll get sent down. But I mean, hell, his name ain't WU, it's WOO. So let's go. And it's just kind of nice to see where, I mean, hell, there's potential in the pitching. So it's like you might have better name recognition out of Logan Gilbert, but I'm not stupid enough to hang on to somebody, even if it's name recognition. Yeah, Logan Gilbert can be a 1 or a 2, but if he's on a downward trend and these other guys are doing better, it just makes sense to go with the hot hand. You know, I don't want Logan to lose his confidence, you know, but I guess out of all of our pitching staff, if he's the worst and he's like, you know, our 5 in the power rankings, then we got one of the best pitching staffs overall in baseball. Definitely top 10. Some people would say top 5. So, yeah, what's going on in the College World Series? You want to give me an update? I mean, I got some of the baseball scores here on the ESPN app here in front of me. I got all kinds of screens up as I'm watching the game here as well. So, bottom of the third, 0-0, 1 out, 2-2 count. Kopech, give him some love. 2-2 pitch from Kopech. Chop foul. It's kind of exciting for me too, because, you know, even though like I'm a Mariner fan and I can do Mariner streams, I like being able to, you know, kind of get re-educated, you know, or educated for the first time. You know, it's not many people that watch baseball, I feel, follow it the same way that people watch football or the NBA, where you can watch more teams and know more. I think it takes like a lot of dedication to know like a lot more beyond than your favorite team on the baseball side. A lot more research and reading, and you just have to watch. Nice hit by Ty. Let's go. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Nice job, Ty. Hell yeah. We got 4 hits already, but we need to be able to get some runs here. They have no hits yet. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to get a no-hitter. But so far, so good. Next up, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Let's do it. Almost an hour in. Hopefully we'll get some people to show some love before the end of the night. They got Dylan Cease there mic'd up. 1 out count outside. 2-0 count to Teoscar. Bottom of the third, we're knotted up at 0. Apple TV exclusive broadcast. Teoscar, 248 average, 11 dingers, 36 ribbies this season, starting to get hot. Started off a little slow, and I remember, you know, because I, you know, would do like Grapefruit Cactus League. I'm watching, you know, I'm doing a lot more on the Mariner side than the average Mariner fan would typically do. I'm going a little bit above and beyond. But Teoscar definitely started off very slow. It was like 0 for, I think, like 17 before he got his first hit. And we're like, why did we pay this guy so much money when, you know, but as, you know, he's been able to kind of get a little bit more patient in the box. He started to get into a little bit of a groove within the last, you know, 5 to 10 games, which is nice to see. Popped up. Damn it. Maybe next time, Teo. 2 away. Next up, left fielder, Jared Kalanick. You know, he was definitely leading in batting average, home runs, ribbies. You know, when you see like Grapefruit or one of those leagues, you know, a lot of times people think it doesn't matter, you know, how good you do, like in the preseason of baseball. Sometimes it doesn't matter, and you can turn it on. Like look at Ronald Acuna, Jr. He in the WBC, he was fucking terrible. And then now he might be doing some crazy stuff where he gets 30-30, 30-40, 30-50. Like you're starting to get the homers and you're going to be doing these, stolen bases and all these other, big things. Like this might be a career year for Ronald Acuna Jr. And if you watch the WBC, it looked like he was going to bat like 150 or 200. It didn't look good, but he found a way. But Kelenic has been hot. I don't know what he did in his workout regimen, got the proper, counseling and support in his life, but it just is awesome to be able to see him turn it around. And I've always liked him. Popped up foul, especially if you battle, mental health and the haters, and you see Julio and Cal, they're doing great things, and then you get sent down to AAA when you should be a part of the run. But even though they called him up late, he was like frustrated. Like he like won the game for the Mariners towards the end of the regular season. They dumped the Gatorade on him, and he was like mad. He was like he wasn't even smiling. Or that's when you're not. It's like you're too up here. But I get it. But he used that as motivation, and eventually started smiling and laughing and having fun again. And he's been great at defense too. Like to be able to have him in left field, Jarred Kelenic, Julio in center, and Teoscar in right field. We have one of the best out there for defense. So it's nice to know that not a lot is going to get past our outfield. They can run down a lot of baseballs, and they're definitely athletic. Pitches inside, and he walked him, baby. Let's go. Primo in the building. Let's go Mariners. Yeah, me and Reflective, man, we've been following Mariners for a long time. I mean, for me, like mid 80s. So it's like, we've only had 4 or 5 good years. But there's been a few years in between. But as far as like, monumental years, not very many. But it feels like we're going in the right direction though, moving forward. Bottom of the third, we're knotted up at 0. Runners at first and second, 2 away. Kopech, 2.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. All right, come on, Eugenio. We need you. Like, I feel that with the lineup, JP, if we can get him to 250 to 290, great. But really the key to the team is Julio, France, Teoscar. You got to get there. Home runs, ribbies, continuity, not chasing pitches, Julio. And then after all those guys, Jarred will already be there. Last but not least, Suarez and Big Dumper. Once these guys get going, after the other 5, then the Mariners are going to be rolling. So when you start seeing Suarez and Big Dumper really locked in, that's either going to motivate those other guys or they're going to be the last 2 to get going. And that's when the Mariners will start to make their run. And then you really look up and down the board. You only have 2 guys that probably won't hit homers on a regular basis, JP Crawford and Jose Caballero, but everyone else in between is going to be money. So let's go, baby. Come on, Gino, my boy. I like Gino's passion. He's got just as much passion as Julio. Plays like it too. To third, got him. Damn it. Runners stranded. Brutal. End of the 3rd inning. We're still knotted up at 0. Let's go to the top of the 4th.
He lifted me up. And his belief in me taught me to believe in myself.
15 minutes? Dude, you're a legend already just after that. Oh, yeah. Omar Vizquel. Come on, man. That's awesome. Omar was so underrated, too. We like John Olerud, like a lot of these, like Tino Martinez, like there's like, guys that people don't really talk about as much as some of the others. Like we talk about Griffey and, Randy Johnson and Edgar, but it's like those other guys that we had, like Omar Vizquel, like Tino Martinez, like John Olerud, like Jay Buhner, Bones. Absolutely. That's dope. All right, let's go to the top of the 4th.
The world never stops moving.
Leading off for the White Sox in the top of the fourth inning, 0 for 1, shortstop Tim Anderson. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, left fielder Andrew Benintendi. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, center fielder Luis Robert Jr. That's awesome, though, about living close. I try to go to Seattle as often as I can. And I mean, a big part of me and the channel, obviously, is, me with the Fro, my dad, and, Ken Griffey Jr. So when you meet, Ken Griffey Jr. In his rookie year and you get the autograph and, you meet Ken Griffey Sr. as well, and then he took the time to actually sign his full name. And, of course, there's other cards like a Fleer, and the upper deck was the most coveted. But I thought he looked like mostly like a G or a pimp in this one. And I just like the Donruss old school look. Like when you look at the rated rookie Donruss, like this is what I think of. And when that type of stuff happens to you in your life, it definitely makes you a fanatic. And pretty amazing, man. And it was crazy too, because me being 7 years old, I was in first grade. So I was in first grade, 7. And at 7 years old, I had the mental capacity and awareness to realize that this is going to be like one of the best days of my life. And like, he's going to be a Hall of Fame player. And, knowing that, reading and watching him prior to him getting called up at that time, when I was watching it like 4 or 5 years old, by the time he got there around when I was 7. So pretty incredible. And I still remember it to this day because I remember being at the table at the card show, and Ken Griffey Sr. was there too, and I took a photo with him. But I remember pushing my hand on the cover, the white cover, over the table to make like an imprint, like pushing it forward so you could see the ripples, just so that I could see it in the photo to remember like how dope this memory is, and to be able to have that oh my God, type of moment. Very cool. Top of the fourth, 2-1 pitch from Woo. Got him. 2-2 count. Let's go, Woo. There's a easy way to do that. Obviously, there's links that you can do. That'll be about 30 seconds to a minute behind. Or you can go to Mariners Twitter, throw to first. And if you go to Mariners Twitter, they have a link where you can get 2 months for free, which is the best Apple TV Plus offer I've seen on the market. I did a 1-week trial last week. So, and that'll get you, not only the Friday night games, but you get all the content for free for 2 months. And it's legit, it's not like, like something, like an off-brand thing or whatever. It's through them, through Apple. So big swing and a miss. Come on, Woo. I mean, I'm not going to go through like all the content, but hell, if I am going to get 2 months for free, and I might watch, like a show or two, like the Ted Lasso that's exclusive on there. Hell, why not? I'd be stupid not to. It's like I have this really awesome show that people are talking about. It might not be for me, but I at least should give it a shot. And I imagine it is for me. Why not, take the time and fucking watch it. But also on the flip side, I just found my PlayStation cords, and I just hooked up my PS2 for the first time in 20 years. And I have like 20 PS1 and PS2 games that I can play. And I was actually kind of going through playing a little bit. I even have NFL Blitz, the original from 97, like PlayStation 1. I played a little bit of it. Oh my God, it's incredible. NBA Live 98. I even have an early 2K, a couple Resident Evils. I have an NHL game on there, SSX, the snowboarding game, an ATV game, Knockout Kings, boxing. I mean, fuck, I'm gonna be living my best life. NBA Street. Oh my God. I mean, I forgot a lot of the buttons on how to fucking play these games, but oh man. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. I mean, I already was getting distracted, about 30, 45 minutes before the game started. Popped up foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, I don't know what it is with sports and whatnot, but I've just always had a crazy connection, and I've always had like extremely like good luck or like predictions that have come true. I've been able to take advantage of special opportunities that are like presented to me, and then it's like you just have to react, and it's like you get the opportunity there, but you ultimately have to be the one to make it happen. But like getting a foul ball or being in the right spot at the right time for certain things. Wow, look at all that money. Money, 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 money. But look at it's so little though. Yeah, so 1 to 3 teams never to sign a contract of 100 million or more. So they don't spend any money. They got the money out there, the 65, 70, 80, but they don't do the 100 million. But what were the other two? I said A's and Royals. But oh, this guy? The guy in the LSU hat right there isn't an athlete. I've had people ask me like, dude, who's that guy? And that guy just like works, for the venue. And it was just, being not necessarily like security, but like, card guy, and just making sure that, everything is proper, right there. And then sometimes they'll have like, different cards that were available because it was a card show back in, 89 when baseball cards and cards in general were big. So he could have been a vendor too, but yeah, definitely not an athlete. It could have been someone that was his friend also because his dad was, I think, on the other side. So I never talked to the guy here in the LSU, but I'm pretty sure it's either someone that works for the venue or it was just like someone Griffey knew. But I imagine I don't think Griffey knew him. I think it was just because afterwards he wasn't really talking to him. I think it was just like Griffey and then his dad. So amazing moment, man. Yeah, pretty amazing, right? We'll have to see if he can continue to, keep the greatness going. But yeah, it feels like a little bit of an Ichiro vibe with him. It's like you're not getting a lot of home runs, you know what I mean? But you just know how to pull, and you're a very good contact hitter, and you don't really strike out. It's just kind of unbelievable. You don't really see too many guys like that anymore. It's like, Arraez now, Ichiro, Tony Gwynn. Throw to second. Safe. Tim Anderson with the steal. Kellenic. Yeah, fucking Griffey, man. That's my boy. And it really made it special, too, that he didn't do steroids. And he took the time to, like, really talk to me and, like, spell. Like, he could have sloppily went through. And I've looked at probably 1,000 different Ken Griffey Jr. autographs that are graded and that he's done on baseballs and stuff that I have as well. And this is one of the best that I've ever seen on any example of anything where, a lot of them, he does take a lot of time, to go through them. And as you get older, sometimes the signatures change briefly. But it was just really cool that, when you have someone that you think is going to be your hero, doesn't cheat, doesn't do steroids, doesn't do PEDs, plays for 10 years, then has 10 years of injuries, gets fat, comes back to the Mariners, retires, should have been unanimous. And obviously you got the hater that decided to, like the Yankee guy that was like, no, can't have Griffey unanimous, even though it's like probably the most unanimous player of all unanimous players of all time, a guy that never got in trouble, that was like legit the best swing in baseball, the purest, The haters are going to hate. But that's what made it good. Like I said, if I was like Barry Bonds was my hero, or, Jose Canseco or Mark McGwire, it still would be cool. Sammy Sosa. Oh, I met him, but then it's like, you look back and you're like, oh, fuck, man. He, like having a cheater, like as your hero, kind of at some point, as you get older, you probably can't be as like hardcore and defend the guy anymore. It's like cool, but I don't know. I'm just really blessed that, living out here in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, it's like, either meeting Drexler or Griffey or like, Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, there's not going to be too many options if you live out here in the Pacific Northwest, and definitely had a good run with the Sonics and the Mariners and the Blazers back in the day. But Griffey was awesome. Big swing and a miss. Come on, Woo. Top of the fourth, we're still at 0. Yeah, Ichiro's awesome too, and I saw Ichiro's last game when he was on the Mariners before he went to the Yankees. So yeah, I've gotten to see a little bit, and even if you only got to see him once, or even if you never got to see him, I mean, watched him on TV only. I have never seen someone come in, and he was winning batting titles in Japan for years and years and years. So he was already a pro for 7 some years, prior, before even coming in. So if he would have came in when he actually was a pro from Japan and you combine the stats, he would have been number 1 hitter of all time, like past Pete Rose, all that. But, and for a guy to come in and go 4 for 5, 5 for 5, 3 for 5, 5 for 6, 6 for 6, 5 for 5, 4 for 5, 3 for 5. It was wild. I'd never seen a player come in, regardless of age or race or leadoff hitter to power hitter. What am I watching here? I've seen Tony Gwynn go on some heaters, and I've seen some Pete Rose stuff, but that shit was ridiculous when you see guys now that go 0 for 4, 0 for 5 on the regular, and they can't even get a hit. And you got these guys that were going 4 for 5 kind of on the regular. Did you see that Ichiro game? Yeah, he went 5 for 5. It just became common. This is the most incredible thing of all time, and he's doing it on the regular. But I guess when your greatness, or like LeBron James early in the career, you're just doing triple doubles all day, people take you for granted in your greatness because you do it for so long. LeBron 25, 12 and 12 week, and most players in the NBA can't even get that even once. But that's how it goes, right? We take greatness for granted when it's been doing it for a long time. Top of the fourth, 2 outs, runner at second, 2-2 count from Woo. Come on, Brian. Pitch is low, full count. Let's go, baby.
They're in charge of building this roster, and do you look at these next 6 weeks and make a determination based on the record or based on how many games out of first you won?
Also, what's the real honest tone and feel in the locker room? And so you have to be able to trust your coaching staff to be honest.
Got him. Let's go, Brian. Woo! Let's go, baby. Nice job. 6 Ks for Woo. So his ERA was 1 billion. Then he got it down to 10. Now, right, with 4 innings pitched, he's got it all the way down to 6.75 from 1 billion. That's a big deal. It only took him a couple to go from 1 billion to 10 to 6. I like what I'm seeing here. Okay. And then that way, even if Marco comes back, I'm not saying that Woo and Marco are going to take Logan Gilbert's spot. Obviously, Logan Gilbert is a name, but we got to make sure we're going with the right guys at the right time. Okay. I like it. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fourth.
With Armor All stain repelling technology, it's easy to everyday proof your car. No matter how tough the job is. Armor All technology.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Fresno State, Boise State, Colorado State would probably be preferred. But again, I guess you just have to be able to find a match with people, the money and the schedule and whatnot. But that, anytime if you lose like a USC or a UCLA, I mean, there's no recovering from that. It's like the history of those two teams and the rivalries. Now it'll be new rivalries, which will be bigger, so, but I guess for my love of the Pac 8, 10, 12, they went for, the money to be able to get more exposure, and I get it, but just for history, it sucks. You want to be able to keep your conference the same as much as you can for as long as you can. But for USC and UCLA, they're going to be able to play Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and they're going to have an opportunity to upset those teams to make themselves look bigger and better to get better recruiting. So if you can end up doing the unthinkable and you're beating Ohio State and Michigan in their own division like USC, then you're like, you're a Pac-12 team leading that conference. That would definitely change the perception. And then USC would be going back to those Pete Carroll recruiting days. I think if that happens, even though if they're already kind of there already, but it would get bigger, especially if they beat Michigan and Ohio State in the first couple years of going over there. I mean, can you imagine USC, Ohio State at 9 a.m.? Most people are like, I'm not waking up for that. I would, at that point, I would even stream that shit. I'm like, okay, that is too. It's like a bowl game during the regular season. And if you got Michigan and Ohio State on the schedule, the only shitty thing is that you got so many good powerhouse teams in that conference that if you lose like a game, you're screwed. You're fucked. Like, you have to go undefeated. And if you like lose one, that could be the season, or two, you're screwed. Like, it's going to be so competitive. And then even UCLA might be able to finish somewhere in the middle. And if they get somewhere near the top, like if UCLA can finish like fourth, at one point, think about what their recruiting would get with Chip. He would start, getting some pretty good recruits, I think. All right, bottom of the fourth. Next up, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh, 1-1 pitch. Chop foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Come on, baby.
This ball club still has a young talent. Talking to JP Crawford, he said, man, we're not panicking. There's still a lot of ball game left. We feel like we still
1-2 pitch. Struck him. Damn it. Come on, Cal. Still love you, man. Third strikeout from Kopech. Let's give him some love. All right, Kopech, I see you. Next up, DH, Mike Ford. Let's go, baby. Ford, chop foul. I'm going to check up on Paisley here in a second. 240 average for Mike Ford in limited time. 4 homers, 5 ribbies. Dribbler towards first. 2 away. Can't expect Mike Ford to be, running like a track star down first. Next up, second baseman, Jose Caballero. Yeah, I know, man. Like the people out there on the East Coast, yeah, it's like if I have a game at 7, that means it's 10. So you're going to have to stay up until like 12 or midnight or 1 a.m. Like if you want to be a sport fan and you live on the East Coast, you definitely have to commit to staying up late based on the time zone. Bottom of the fourth, we're knotted up at 0, 2 outs. Come on, Jose. Jose's got the fit, man. He's got the elbow pad. He's got the little shin pad, the socks. Everything is all color coordinated. He's got the fit. Right down the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch was outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Especially how he loves the bright lights. There's some urgency for him to continue to post and with the numbers to be able to be a part of that All-Star game. He was on a great show last year in the home run derby. He was the runner-up. It turned out that he had a whole lot of home runs.
Come on, baby. Let's go. 2-2 pitch from Kopech. Pitch is high. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Definitely not. Especially the home crowd would love to see that. He definitely proved that last one that he had light tower power. So you almost told him that they saved some for the next round.
Pitch is outside, and we walked him. Okay. Jose to first. Next up, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Come on, J.P.
He wasted no time. Kopech kind of just set and rolled into his strong motion and head down and trying to get something going. From the runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
It's the 10th stolen base for Caballero in just 42 games. He's been running a lot. Only Julio Rodriguez has more steals than Caballero on the Mariners.
0-1 pitch. In the zone for a strike. I had to go check up on Paisley there real quick. I was like, where is she? She's not on the couch. It's just posted up in the bedroom. There we go. Good stolen base. I saw that. Pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I don't know. At this point, no one really has got any momentum, but Seattle does have 4 hits to their 1. So I would assume that we will get something going in the next 3 innings. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, it's frustrating because you're basically throwing a double if you walk a guy or allow him to get a base hit. And so the way the game is trending to where you want to pick over twice, you have to show the ability to be able to
2-2 pitch from Kopech. JP, damn, right to him. That ends the inning. Oh, we got to find a way. I mean, we haven't really been able to get any momentum, but it hasn't been like where we haven't got any hits. I mean, we've gotten 4, so we just need to produce and get them like in a little bit of a rally. We're doing better than the White Sox at this point. And I like what Wu is doing. We just need production. It's like that's how we end up getting all these losses. It's like where we have great pitching, but then they're not getting runs or hits in like in a sequential way, and where bang, bang, bang. You got to be able to get them, not 1 hit every 3 innings. You got to get 2, 3, 4 consecutively, at least a couple times in the game to give yourself a shot. Let's go to the top of the 5th. Somebody's going to score soon. Elliot in the building. What's good? All right, we're in the top of the 5th, leading off for the White Sox. 0-for-1 with a K. You know who it is. Jake Burger. Batting second this inning, 0-for-1, right fielder Gavin Sheets. And batting third, 0-for-1 with a K, first baseman Andrew Vaughn. All right, baby, come on now. I got to find a way. And we still got Brian. Woo! He's still doing good, man. It's nice to see. It's like refreshing. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks. That's big. 6 Ks. I mean, it's like if you play for 6 innings, you're pacing for 10 Ks. Like, 2 out of the 3 guys in the inning. I mean, if you're getting 2 strikeouts pretty much every inning, or pretty close to that, that's a good feeling. Let's go. And this is the Marco Gonzalez filler. So, oh no, what's the score? Yes, keep grinding on that. Keep yourself busy. 0-2 count. Let's go, Woo. Yes. Yes. Munoz is back, and he's been throwing heaters like 100 mile an hour, 100 mile an hour, 100 mile an hour. Like, no joke. Like, when he first came through, it was like, you were like, okay, how many 100 mile an hour pitches is he going to throw? Like, you're hoping 1 or 2, and then he did like 5 or 6, and you're like, whoa. So, and Wu, is a filler now for Marco Gonzalez, who went on the IL 15-day. Penn Murphy went to back to the 15-day. So it's like we had Penn Murphy healthy, then got a little banged up there. He looked like he pulled something there, so he's out. And then Marco's out for a little bit, and now we have Bryan Woo. And Woo started off with his ERA being like a billion because he only pitched a couple innings and got rocked. But then the next start pitched a little bit more, still continued to get Ks, and now we're sitting here, 4.1 innings pitch, 1 hit, no walks, no earned runs, 6 Ks, pacing for 8 to 10. And that's a good sign when your fifth string guy can get 8 to 10 Ks. The only downside, if you've been traveling, is that Logan Gilbert is no longer our second best pitcher on the Mariners. And you might have already known that even prior to your trip. At this point, he's probably fourth. So you got Luis Castillo, even though he's been shaky because he hasn't been gaining a lot of run production and hit production. And sometimes he's a little off, but he's still our one. Then you got like Kirby and Bryce that are tied for the 2. So one, number 1, and then 1B, 1C, they're all kind of 1s. Then Logan Gilbert's probably the 4 now. And then instead of Marco being the 5, now we got Bryan Woo. But Woo is actually looking surprisingly good, where maybe Woo and Miller and Kirby and Castillo, all 4 of them might end up being better than Logan Gilbert. So if Logan Gilbert ends up being our 5, I mean, we're definitely going to have one of the best starting 5s in baseball at that point, if that happens. And I think we already do. If you actually look at our starting 5 or starting 7, anybody but Flexen, we match up top 10, top 5 with a lot of teams. Back, gone. No. Unbelievable. Gavin Sheets, get out of here. You got to be shitting me. There it is. Fucking Gavin. 1-0 White Sox. Elliot comes in the room. Boom. White Sox 1-0. He's like, yes.
Just enough height.
Well, he backs him on that ball, head down through the baseball. This is how you teach hitting a baseball.
5 for 5. Yeah, because he was off against the Mariners, but you knew that wasn't going to last forever, that he was going to get back to being him. And then he goes 5 for 5. He goes like 0 for 17 against the Mariners, and then boom, 5 for 5. Damn. That happens, man. First time in the J-Rod squad. First time catching, first time on Go Mariners. And you get on TV. That's awesome. That dad is an MVP right there. Chop foul. Top of the 5th. 0-2 count. Runner nowhere to be found. Come on, Bryan Woo. I can't believe that happened. I mean, he's been pretty flawless besides just that one throw. At least it wasn't like a 2-run jack or like a 3-run jack. It's not as bad. We just need to close this out. Come on, baby. I did see that. Yeah, some of the promos that the Mariners have been doing the last couple years, including with Julio, they're doing a little bit more than obviously when you have a little bit more people invested in the product with the Julio hype and obviously breaking the the streak of not making the playoffs. But yeah, I like some of these things that they're doing. I mean, I'm not a big flyer myself, but I was like, damn, that would be kind of cool. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Another K for Woo. 7 strikeouts for Woo. Daniel in the building. What's good? Emmanuel in the building. What's good? Let's get to 100 in donos. About an hour and a half in. Top of the 5th. I do like Woo's confidence on the mound. I think a lot of times, you see somebody and then, it's a little early. You can't really make a full judgment yet, but Woo's got some stuff, man. Just like Bryce Miller was way better than we ever thought. Like Woo, and if you're watching him like develop in front of your very eyes, you're going from start 1 to 2 to 3, just slowly one game, second game, third game, fourth game. Like there's a pretty, dramatic improvement. And sometimes you just, you start off your career and you have maybe a tough opponent and you get ripped up, or you go against a shitty team and they rough you up, whatever the circumstance is. But I like Woo's form. Definitely has a different delivery than any of the other starting pitchers. Just nice to see that we have like that kind of depth. And instead of losing Marco and Robbie and then the season's completely over, that we have guys like Bryce Miller and Brian Woo that are like surprisingly like fun to watch, and they're like doing better than anyone thought. That's cool. No, not tonight. I wish. Not tonight. But thank you, man. Yeah, sometimes dono trains sometimes happen before the stream starts. Sometimes they start at the very beginning of the stream, sometimes in the middle, sometimes towards the end. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fifth. Yeah, I definitely put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I think anyone that has ever seen even any video of any kind, reaction video of NFL and other sports or the live streams, this is definitely it's been a journey. Definitely have come a long ways. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fifth. Mariners are down 1-0. Thumbnail's looking on point. That was the last thing. Just got to be able to get the skill set, figure it out. All right, leading off for the Mariners in the bottom of the fifth inning, 1 for 2, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second in the order, 1 for 2, first baseman Ty France. And batting third, 0 for 2, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. He's been heating up. So I think everyone's analysis of the team is kind of the same. Like you're the leadoff hitter or like an 8 or 9 hitter if they put Julio in the leadoff spot. Just get to 250 to 300 if you can and just produce as much as you can and play great defense. You're the superstar. You need to stop chasing in the first 2 pitches. You should be above 300. And, if you're going to be one of the best players that ever play and a top, 10, top 5 guy, face of baseball, the baseball IQ part, or a hitting coach or someone being able to like teach you to be a little bit more patience in the box. And I know it's going to be difficult. And I know you've been getting home runs on those first 2 pitches, but patience, my guy. Patience. Come on, Julio. Swings on the first pitch. Of course he does. Fouls it off. 0-1 count. And the main reason I don't like when he's swinging at the first 2 is because a lot of times, you'll get like, let's say a pitch like that. He fires it off foul, chops it. There's no way it's fair. You're already down 0-1. Then maybe you take a shitty pitch looking. That's not a strike. It's a ball. It gets called strike. 0-2. Now you're pissed. Now you're already out of it. You're down 0-2. Then one bad swing, boom, then you're done. Your at bat is over. What a wasted at bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I see that kind of like repetition where you're getting down 0-2, 1-2 when Julio should be being, 2-2, 2-1, 3-2, 3-1, 3-0. There should be counts where put yourself in a better position. Big swing and a miss, 1-2 count. And I think just that one little adjustment, he could go from, 239 to 289, 299. I know he's going to get it, but I want him to get it before the prime years of year 5 through 10 or 5 through 9. Julio pulls it. Yeah, baby, fair. Go, 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 go. There we go. Stand-up double. Julio Rodriguez. Nice job. And then, like I said, he's my favorite player. Griffey was always going to be my number one, but my, current. And, like when you see so much potential in someone, you want them to go forward. You don't want them to go backwards. And obviously we're not, in the organization, we're not there and, during the locker room sessions and the tape sessions and all that and batting coaches and whatnot. We're fans and, some of us know things and some of us, maybe not as much. Right. But I mean, I think there's just certain things that are clear, especially with Julio. Just be a little bit more patient in the box and your numbers are going to go through the roof. You already have all the talent. Your defense is great. Help yourself out a little bit. 1-0 count to Ty France, but an amazing hit. He pulled that fair. I don't know how. It's just a fantastic hitter. Oh, Corbin Carroll is wicked. You kidding me? I try to watch as many teams as I can, whether it's like Diamondbacks or Orioles, and looking for these guys that have been rookies within the last 3 years. And then you look at the rookie class for every year, including this year. And it's exciting to see kind of the new wave of the MLB. Some of these other guys are getting older, like, Mike Trout. So it's cool to be able to see the new pitchers coming in. And does Japan have any other new phenoms? Or, what else do we got in the WBC? Is there a new Dominican Republic phenom? And then looking at all the new rookies coming out of college and whatnot, and like who's going to be the next superstar. It's cool, man. Like, and sometimes it takes these guys a few years before they hit their stride. Not everyone, rookie of the year right away, and they, not everyone is going to be like a Julio or Michael Harris. Like sometimes it takes like that second or third year, fourth year, like a Bobby Witt Jr. on the Royals. He might not have been the best, but you can see his potential. Right down the middle, struck him at one away. Damn it, Ty. You didn't even swing. Next up, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez.
Excellent sequence. Follows the mid and pitches backwards. Still the strikeout from one of the better hitters in Todd France in their lineup. But that well-thrown fastball at 96 miles an hour. Nothing France could do with this look.
Seattle 0 for 8 tonight with runners in scoring position, but his career.
Bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Sox, runner at second.
With runners in scoring position, 149 last year. So this is something that Kopech has been good at.
Yeah. See, that's a great example right there. You just get to see a little bit of potential. Are they raw? Or did they just play someone that was really good in that little stretch? Sometimes you have to go back even further, if you really want confirmation to see where you're at, with the stats and whatnot, right? And then obviously a little bit more, slightly getting a little bit better batting average, and then you find your stride. And then obviously once year 3 hit, then everything was, just you're good. At that point, you made the adjustments, whether that was PEDs, roids, or a combination of just being amazing and being a great athlete as he was, and then sometimes these guys getting greedy and wanting to be the best of all time, like him and Barry Bonds and whatnot. But it's just sad because a lot of these guys were good enough to make the Hall of Fame without trying to be the best in the world. Like, was it worth it to tarnish the legacy just to try to be, number one? I mean, I don't accept him as a fucking Mariner. He's the only one that's like an elite great that I cannot accept, in like my Mariner Hall of Fame. My circle. He ain't a part of my circle. He ain't part of the inner circle, like Jericho. Yeah, maybe with Julio too. Sometimes when you have that accolades and you think that it's just going to be easy, like, look, I won Rookie of the Year. I'm American League Rookie of the Year. I'm National League Rookie of the Year. And then a lot of these guys, even how great they look like they can be, all-stars, maybe a potential Hall of Fame player, but, people figure you out. You can't do the same thing your whole career. You got to make adjustments. Nice. Here we go. Julio, there we go. Yes. Teoscar Hernandez, RBI, 1-1. We're tied up, baby. Let's go. Yes, sir. Nice. Teo. Nice for seeing him get hot. And like I said, him and Julio have been kind of on the same wavelength in these last few games. Last 10, 15 games. Nice.
Here's Jared Kelnick. Rodriguez isn't running there. That's a ground ball at third. Pulled the third baseman away. Scores
Bottom of the fifth. Mariners won. White Sox won.
scoring position as well as the Mariners look to take the lead. It's picked by Zavala.
Come on, Jared. Let's go.
Six pitches. You saw Tanner Banks, the lefty, warming up. And the White Sox bullpen with a great shot curving
There we go. Thank you, Reflect.
around the left field.
There we go. $10 holla. He'll start the dono train. 190 to go. 90 to go. Appreciate you. Finally on the board. Thank you, man. We're on the board in more than one way. I appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, Rex on Rex. Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $10 holla. And we got our first run. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Let me know what you want to see for photos when we go through a commercial break, and I got you. If you have anything specific, we can do some old school Mariner players, or it doesn't even have to be baseball related. Could be wrestling, could be food, could be anything. 3-0 count. Pitch is low, and he walked him. Kelenic with a walk. Yeah. I like what we're getting here. This has been nice. Okay, Teo. He's like, okay, let me get the RBI. Boom, let me get the walk. Okay, now you have opportunities like this for Suarez and Big Dumper, where it's like the guys are already on base for you, like Crawford, Julio, France, Hernandez, Kelenic. They do the grunt work, right? They do all the grunt work. So if you can get hot and you can get hot, whether you're at the 5, 6, 7 hole, that's going to put up a lot of extra runs on the board when we got 2 guys on and you go yard, or we got 2 or 3 guys on and you go yard. That's the depth, I think, with this roster that's kind of exciting, because when Suarez and Raleigh are on, they're going to be on. It's just having these guys get, hot at the same time, not just one guy at a time or 2. So hopefully we can get a little bit of a little hot streak. And I do think it is possible we can get someone over 300 on the Mariners this year. I mean, I've been looking at other rosters. Some of the other rosters, have 1 or 2 guys that are, at 300 or close. Or you could be like not even that good of a team. You could be kind of average. But I've seen a few teams that I was like, wow, 300, 310. And then there was like a 290, 280. I was like, whoa. I was like, I wish the Mariners had something like that. Oh, $10 hara. Let's get to $100. $5. No problem. I appreciate you. $15. Bang, bang, bang. Stacks on stacks, Rex on Rex. A little bit of Castic Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me know what you would like to see. And I got you as well. Oh, I know, huh? Bottom of the 5th. Runners at first and second. Pitch is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Kopech. Pitch 100. All right. I'll give him some love. You made it. But it might be downhill from here, and that might be good for us. Oh, man, he's getting ice cold now. 3-0 count. This is good. All right. Bottom of the 5th. It's tied up 1-1. We got runners at first and second. Only 1 out, and he can't hit the strike zone now. I wonder if they're going to pull him, which would probably be the smart thing to do, or if they're going to go one more batter, and this might be the bat that this could be the point where something good happens here. We could get a run or 2 here. Come on. Come on, Suarez. Come on, Big Dumper. Pitch is outside. Walked him. Yes. Bases loaded for Big Dumper. Yeah. Oh, baby, baby. Baby, baby. Up next, catcher, Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Bases loaded with 1 out. As long as you don't hit into a double play, We should be able to at least at minimum get one with up to 4. Fatigue dog. Willie Bloomquist. This guy's a legend. What a name. I love that, man. The Dave Valleys, the Willie Bloomquist, the Harold Reynolds, the Tino Martinez's, John Olerud. Oh, you already know the Teddy Long. Holla, holla, holla. Oh, I love Griffey, my boy Tyson. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Is this your first dono to me on the channel? Willie Bloomquist. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Utility God. Sometimes it's cool for like the role players. It doesn't have to be necessarily, of course it can be natural. Griffey, Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, of course. But I think a lot of us always have, other favorites or just other like kind of jobber or like, just regular players. They're just, they're role players, not necessarily jobbers, but you know what I mean? Those like game fillers.
It demands energy that evolves with it. Meeting this challenge will take more than one solution and more than a little time. It's the work that makes progress possible. Work that drives us, inspires us to deliver the energy we need today while forging new paths to the future.
All right, I'm trying to get some photos up for y'all. Let's go, Willie. Fucking A, man. $10 holla. Yeah, it's always about the stats and the analytics and going deeper. A lot of times, you can just see the obvious, but sometimes going, down the rabbit hole of sports is, collecting the cards and remembering the memories. And sometimes you'll have those guys like the Willie Bloomquist that, you'll have memories for, good or bad, That's awesome. Love it. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. The Wizard. Yeah. How long, Tyson, how long have you been a Mariners fan or a baseball fan in general? I mean, we got people on the channel that, are like 18, all the way up to almost, 95. So it's a pretty wide range. Half the fan base is under 40. The other half is over. So.
Junior Griffey did have one great moment with the White Sox in the 2008 tie-breaking game that helped them.
Come on, Cal.
Central that year. Down a runner at the plate in a very close, hotly contested game against the Minnesota Twins when they had a blackout. Guaranteed rate.
All right, I gotta slice it up though. He's batting right-handed. We can't have the left-handed photo. Okay, got to put in the work. He's batting right now. Come on, Dumper. And of course, they have a left-handed pitcher to do that because they're smart. Because if they would have kept a right-handed, pitcher, batting to a left-handed Cal, that motherfucker's gone. When he's lefty, he's way better than he is as a righty. He can still smash homers, righty, but obviously, as you know, anyone that's a switch, there's always going to be that one side that is quite a bit better. You're, the one that is your natural swing. Lefties, man. Something about that. Like as a righty, doesn't look special at all, right? It's like there's no extra swagger. There's no aura. This just looks like some awesome dude swinging right-handed, right? But then I look at this, and this is like, oh shit, This is like I just made some fucking memories, shit, and he did. But I love switch hitters and I love catchers. And I think that's why he's probably my second favorite on the team. Yeah, I mean, there's other guys that, Crawford, France, Hernandez, Kelenic, Suarez, all these guys. I mean, I like the pitchers as well. I kind of put them in a separate category. But as much as I love Luis Castillo, I really like Bryce Miller. And, I like this Wu kid. And I like Kirby. I like it when we're like, guys are homegrown. No offense to guys that we bring in because Castillo has been great. Anytime you can bring anyone in from the Reds or any organization to help improve your team, you love it. But I think it's just like when you have it in the NFL, it's like when you draft a guy or you bring a guy in, struck him out because of course he's right-handed. Damn it! Why do the White Sox have to be smart there? Why couldn't they have just like a moment, a memory lapse? That's how you get the Mariners out. That was smart. All right, next up, DHing Mike Ford. Come on, baby. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, they switched it up. AJ Pollock. What? They're going to go to AJ Pollock over Ford? Oh, my God. What are we doing? What are we doing? Do we really? We want to really, but they're doing it based off left-handed going to righty. But you know what? I would rather have a lefty go against a lefty and just be like, the lefty is good. I don't give a shit about the probability. If the lefty is good, the lefty can get a fucking hit off a lefty. I don't give a damn, you know? It's like you got this lefty-righty matchup, righty-lefty. It's supposed to be this big advantage. I mean, I don't know. When I see guys that bat right and they're not that good, at it, like obviously with Cal, like when I look at this, there's no swagger or not as much, but I look at this and it's a different story. It's like, I don't give a shit if he's left or right. Keep him in there. Put him in at his strong suit, and I think that'll be better. I know they chase the numbers and the analytics, but at some point, regardless if the guy is pitching left, right, I mean, have some guts. Switch it up. And I'll get you guys some photos here once we get to the break. Oh, AJ. But AJ might be able to do something here. We'll see. Base is loaded. Pitches outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. At least he's not chasing, which is good. Julio, take note. He does have the power to go yard. He could get a grand slam or an RBI. He could definitely get 1 or 2 runs here. It's possible. Popped up. Shit. It's going foul. Please go foul. Nope. And he caught it. Damn it. Bases loaded, stranded. You got to be kidding me. They said we left a small village on base. That's just great. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. Freaking guy. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th. Damn, what a wasted opportunity. Anytime you have bases loaded and you don't cash in for at least 1 or 2, you're like, what? That's terrible. I mean, like I said, I know you got him and, Taylor Trammell, Colton Wong, you got Sam Haggerty. You got all these guys that you can kind of, Dylan Moore, even though he hasn't been able to get going. But, like, I would have just stuck with Mike Ford. If the guy's been good, like, what are we doing here? This isn't like a team that doesn't know what we're doing. Like, we started to figure it out. You did the same goddamn lineup 3 games in a row. This was supposed to be it. Why did you give up on him, dummy? Keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep shit the way that, like, just because you have a couple bad at-bats, fuck it. Like, you really think that, but again, it's lefty, righty. It was based off the pitcher being a lefty. And then, a lefty can't get a lefty hit off a lefty pitcher. Can't happen. So we got to put in that other guy. That righty's so good. And what happens? The lefty pitches to the righty. Righty does something stupid and ends up getting out. And then you just like, fuck. And that's just exactly what happened. Right? Stupid. All right, leading off in the top of the 6th, Kechisabe Zavala. Batting second, shortstop Tim Anderson. Batting third, left fielder Andrew Benintendi. Red Sox are like shit. But I did watch the Red Sox beat down on the Yankees, and I got to see. Usually I try to look for Kike Hernandez because he was on the Dodgers for my dad, and I got a ball when he was on the Dodgers. And I like Justin Turner a lot, and I was talking to my dad, and I think my dad would rather have Kike Hernandez back because of his versatility. But I always liked Justin Turner. He was always one of my favorites for my dad's Dodger team that he's been a fan of since the 50s. And so every time I see him, regardless of what team. And now he's on the Red Sox. I really root for him hard. And he ended up going for a grand slam today, which was really cool to see. It seems like the Boston fans have really embraced him. And I've always liked Justin Turner. Big Red, man. Very likable. Very consistent most of the time, too.
And he is big time. You talk about mound presence. He felt like he was
$2 holla. Appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. And let me know what some of the photo options. And I got you. Top of the 6, 0-2 count. Come on, Woo. All right. Got to give the White Sox love, too. That's a part of it, you know. Can't be just like biased and only show Mariner photos and never say anything about the White Sox. It's like kind of like a history lesson for me, you know, as I do these games, too. Because it's not like I'm going to have all the knowledge on all the teams and all the players. I mean, sometimes you gotta be able to watch the games itself, get kind of a feel, even if it's only for like a 3 or 4 game set. But let's go, Woo. Nice, got him. Brian Woo is something else. 9 Ks for our number 5, Brian. Woo! Brian. Woo! Let's go. Woo, woo, woo. 9 Ks for a guy that is our number 5. Telling you, Logan Gilbert, you know, is starting to look expendable. You know what I mean? Like, or if he, you know, Logan Gilbert goes down the pecking order from being the 2 to the 5. I mean, hell, at this point, even Marco's outplaying him, even though he got hurt. So it's like, that's a little surprising. Like, you might be better than Flexen, but that's not saying anything. Like, we need Logan Gilbert to get better. But I mean, even if he ends up being a 5 or a 6, that just shows how deep our pitching staff is. Because I guarantee most teams won't have a Logan Gilbert talent at the 5 or the 6. Hell, at the 4. So I really like George Kirby and Bryce Miller the most. Then, you know, I appreciate what Luis Castillo does. Logan Gilbert sliding down. I really like this Woo kid. I mean, he's on pace to get another 10 Ks. Come on, dude. ERA of $1 billion. Still got 3 or 4 Ks. Only played a couple innings. Played a little bit more. Got 3 or 4 Ks. And then now, boom, ERA that was $1 billion. Now is 6.75. And he's on pace to get double-digit Ks in what, his 3rd start? And this isn't even his 3rd full start, I don't believe. It's like only getting a little bit of time. Pretty impressive. 27. Yeah, I doubt. I mean, he doesn't really deserve to be in there. If they have Julio go in, it's based off his popularity. But Kelenic would be more deserving based on what he's, you know, done this year. If you're going to go based off a player, but of course that's not going to be the same type of draw for the fans. Oh, Jared Kelenic or Julio. They're like, oh, Julio's batting 230. You know, Kelenic, you know, it could be like 330. They'd be like Julio, you know, but 2 up, 2 down. Nice job, Jose. Let's go. $2 holla, bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $2 holla. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah. Eat your own hack. 29. $2. Woo, woo, woo. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $2. All the woos. K. All of them. And that's an exciting thing. Like if you watch baseball, you know, the goal is, you know, is like a high goal. You know, it's like when people go, I'm going to get a triple double, you know, or I'm going to get like some like 10 Ks for a pitcher. I don't care if you're a 1 or you're a 6. That's the goal. Every pitcher wants to get, you know, like in position to win. But if you can personally get 10 Ks and have, you know, as little as walks as possible, that'll really show how good you were really heating that night. And sometimes you get these guys that will have no walks and, you know, they'll get 10 Ks. It's really impressive. Even if they don't get like a no-hitter, you know, they can get a couple hits and whatnot. But I'm really liking the potential. And again, I feel Logan Gilbert mentally is out of it. And I think Woo, Kirby, Miller, and Castillo, even though Castillo has been kind of iffy, You know, sometimes he pitches good, sometimes he pitches not so good. Sometimes the team is good that rips him, sometimes it's not. And sometimes he gets hitting support and sometimes he doesn't. Popped up, back, gone.
Breaks his long homerless streak, and he's given the White Sox the lead here at the top of the 6th inning. It's 2-1.
Talked about him having the ability to show that he can pull the base.
Damn. Andrew Benintendi, back. Bye. Shit. And that's the end. He's not going to get his 10th K, I don't think. That might be the end of him. Damn it.
He's going to get the silent treatment in the dugout right now. That's big time for him. And after him showing his frustration and throwing that helmet, he says enough's enough.
Wow. 2-1 White Sox. Oh, there goes Woo. Man. But that's a lot of promise, right? You know, it's like you didn't do shitty. You didn't give up a lot. You've only, had a couple homers on you, just solo shots. You want to improve that, Brian Woo. But hell, 9 Ks, for your number 5 to get 9 Ks. And, obviously Marco, I don't know what it is about the 5 spot, but everyone in the 5 spot has been rolling. Brian Woo's been rolling. Marco has been rolling. I don't know what about it is that 5 in the rotation, but impressive. I mean, I don't like him giving up home runs, but it's not like we can act like, oh, he gave up 6, and got 9 Ks. No, I mean, fucking the White Sox have literally 3 hits and 2 of them are homers. Like, pretty impressed. Still need improvement, but he's a 5. Duh. Right? But we can still win this game. We're still in it. $10 $50 50 to go 50 bang boom bang. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's get some photos going. 50 doll hairs.
When you sleep on the right mattress, it makes
50 doll hairs. All the doll hairs.
Could be one of those guys that starts to wave.
The right mattress matters.
We'll find yours.
Find the right mattress for you at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Come in now, get a king bed for the price of a queen, and save up to $700.
Reflect. What do you want to see for photo? Anything that you want to see?
Mattress Firm.
Introducing the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax.
They're gonna be like an old school Mariner player. Appreciate the support very much. Dreams and goals. It's everything. Appreciate you. I'll get a few more photos as we go through commercial breaks. Oh, Luis Robert Jr. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, 2-1 White Sox. I mean, it's been drama packed. I mean, it's not like a 10-9 game or anything like that, but I mean, I'm a little shocked that Woo got 9 Ks. It hurts me a little bit to see him have to go out that way. I really wanted him to get 10, finish off on a good note and finish. But again, he's in the 5 hole. He's brand new. He's like a 6th rounder. No expectations. You have 0, just like Bryce Miller, and you guys are just like doing amazing things. We knew Kirby was good, and I don't know. I think like with me, when I watched the lineup, I don't know if I like Kirby or Miller more as my favorite, but nothing against Castillo, but he's not homegrown. We brought him in from the Reds, but I don't know. Maybe Kirby was my favorite, but Bryce is so good now. It's like really tough for me to like choose which one. And now you see Woo's potential. It's exciting. It's the only downside is Robbie Ray and Marco with the injury, and hopefully Logan Gilbert can get back on track because, if that's our shittiest pitcher, then, we're on our way, but I don't want it to be Logan Gilbert though. But I mean, all the other guys are bringing electric stuff and mentally they're right in the head, and Logan has the stuff, but he can't hit it because he's mentally not there. Then you're going to slide down the power ranking, Big swing and a miss. Got him. Let's go to the bottom of the sixth. Benintendi. Oh, Seahawks cheerleaders. All right. We'll have to do a classy and good mental health if we're doing a cheerleader one. It's got to be perfect. You know, your boy loves water. Boom. Seattle Seahawks. Greatness. Okay. I don't know where they're at. Obviously somewhere in Seattle. I'm actually really excited for you guys. I won't lie. I'm more excited to see what the Seahawks and the Niners and some of the other teams are going to be able to do rather than mine. So yeah, like I said, I'm that might be something I actually see. See if I can find, here we go. We got one with Richard Sherman. Seahawks. Going to be good. Just as like, are you good enough to beat the Niners though? You know what I mean? Then if you can like win the division, then you know you're going to be at that top point. But I mean, sitting in the second spot over the Cardinals and the Rams, you know, that has to feel good. And now it's just trying to be first rather than the wild card, you know. I am so like itching for football. It's college football, NFL. I mean, just the routine, you know, and just being able to keep busy. So much stuff going on, you know, and it's like, obviously with the NFL, it's the easiest league to follow. And, you know, if you just put some commitment in, you know, you can learn quite a bit. And it's like that league where you can follow almost every team, regardless if you do fantasy football or not. But, you know, it's like even the shitty teams are kind of fun to watch. I mean, it's like you can actually watch almost any matchup and it's going to be fun. Like that's pretty rare in sports. Can't say that for hockey or basketball or baseball or NASCAR, but NFL and college football, definitely a little bit easier to watch, I think, for most. Fast-paced. Bottom of the sixth, 2-1 Sox. Come on, Jose. Jose. Bye-bye, Jose. That was way too quick. He's just like, well, I guess I'm out. One away. Damn. Next up, J.B. Crawford. I gotta put up some legends for Reflect. Let's go, baby. Pitch is low to JP. 1-1 count. We're down a run. This is doable. Legend. Whole career with the Mariners. Legend. That's why legendary. You know, it's like you get certain guys like Ichiro, you know, Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson, you know, A-Rod, all these guys. But nice, JP. Bang, 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 bang. Nice double there. But, you know, it's like Griffey didn't play his whole career there, but he came back. Randy Johnson was on the Expos first after USC and then Mariners, and then, you know, started playing on many teams and having amazing results, right? A-Rod here and then left and took the money at Texas and kept going Yankees and all that, right? And then Ichiro obviously, went pro, and then Yankees, Marlins. But with Edgar, it's like the whole career. And there's just something about, regardless if he played DH or not, but if you're talking about like Hall of Famers that played DH, I mean, Edgar can play a position, but sometimes if you just use a guy as a bat and you have other guys out there, maybe a little bit more athletic, faster. I mean, Edgar is, to a lot of people, the best DH of all time. And if he's not the best, he's in the top 3, top 5. I mean, most people have him up there, regardless if you like the Mariners or not. Pretty legendary dude, man. Edgar Martinez. And the crazy thing is we do talk about Griffey, Randy Johnson, and Ichiro, and like Julio now. And you have like certain favorites. And of course, you're going to get more Griffey and Randy Johnson and all these other people. But I think Edgar, is universally loved by like everybody. I mean, some guys might not have as much love for Randy Johnson or A-Rod and some of these others. I get it if they didn't stay on our team the whole time. But popped up. Julio. He's like, man, how do I fuck this up? I know what to do. $14. 2 pictures of the sea. Oh, he needs them. He's a Broncos fan. So do they need to be Seahawk cheerleaders or Bronco cheerleaders? Which one should we do if we're doing it for him? Bang bang. $14 holla. Or they could be Ducks. They could be Oregon Duck cheerleaders. I mean, that's usually where I sit. I sit front row, usually right behind the Duck bench, and Oregon Duck cheerleaders right there. Yeah, that's fun. Lots of passion. Bottom of the 6, 2-1 Sox, 1-1 count. So what cheerleaders are we getting for which ones are we doing? Reflect. Ducks or Broncos? Which one you want, Matt? You want Duck cheerleaders or Bronco cheerleaders? Reflect with the 14. Oh, bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Bottom of the 6, 2-2 count, 2-1 White Sox. Woo actually did really well. I mean, I can't get mad at him. It's not like we're down 5-1 and he put us in a horrible position. He's a 5-seed pitcher. He's in the 5 hole. You have no expectations for anyone that's there. You just hope that they do good. And to even be close to 10 is like insanity. There's nobody's 5 that's getting 9 or 10 Ks. I mean, usually that's really rare, but that also shows you if you do have that, you probably have a top 10 pitching staff, maybe top 5. And honestly, if they actually have hit production behind them, I think you could argue we have like a top 3 staff. If we could just get the hits to match, like if we were batting as a team like 300, a lot of the wins for our guys would be 8-2, 7-3, 6-4, like instead of these like 5-5, 4-4 type of records. So. He said, any chick, he said. All right, come on, Ty. Bottom of the 6, White Sox 2, Mariners 1, runner at second, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Matt sees cheerleaders. Chopped foul. Two count for France. Got it, baby. Go. Safe. All right. Well, Ty France got caught in the base path, but at least we got the run to go in. All right, we're tied up at 2. Well, that sucked, but then at least he got the run to go in. We're tied now. Could have been way better if he just would have stayed at first. Another base path bugaboo. What did we do there? End of the 6th. Let's go to the top of the 7th. Tied up now.
Odor is hard earned. Eliminating it is easy with OxyClean Odor Blasters. Work your magic.
Hi, I'm Rosebud. Sorry to start that again. That's it, Ruben.
This is Rosebud.
We're starting together in a new series called Platonic.
It's a show about 2 old friends who know each other really, really, really well. I play Will. It's kind of like a wisecracking hipster who owns a beer company. Much?
No.
Much?
No.
Dim sum, that's my final offer. You have some? You want some?
And I play Sylvia, a suburban mum.
There was a time when Will was Mommy's best friend.
Like an ex? No, just a friend. With benefits? No. Ew. What?
You can only be friends with a woman if she's not hot. That's absolutely not.
I'm like going through like Denver Broncos. It's like you have to do like different tag words. It's like they got like this photo looks like it could be like a throwback. Like what year is this from? Like what am I looking at? Is this like is this a recent photo or is this an old school photo?
Anyway, the show is called Platonic, and we play best friends.
It's very good acting because you will swear that we like each other. You're a good friend.
Yes, I am.
I can do better than that. Matt is in Hawaii. He's a Duck fan. Go Ducks all day, every day.
He said, "There's nothing that makes me go here to be able to get me out." He was hard on the basketball, kept fouling the basketball off, kept fouling the breaking ball off, and finally got a ball he could put forward. They needed that because they were struggling all game long with just one position.
All right. Let's go, baby. Brash is in. We're in the top of the 7th. We're tied at 2. Up for the White Sox. 0 for 2 with a K, DHing Eloy Jimenez. Matt's like, that one is old. Big swing and a miss. Okay, Brash. Brian, woo, baby. It's good. Wow. Second most strikeouts in Mariners history in first 3 starts. Is that what they said? Show the graphic. Oh, King Felix was 1 and he was 2? Wow. Get out of here. Okay. Well, I mean, if Brian Woo's our 5 and he's got the second most strikeouts in first 3 starts and got pulled in the first couple innings with a billion ERA, then still had 3 or 4 strikeouts and had a few more in the next start and then had 9 tonight. Okay. Oh. Of course, Jimenez got a hit. Damn it. Leadoff man is on. Jimenez singled to right. Next up for the White Sox in the top of the 7th, we're knotted up at 2. Third baseman, Jake Burger.
I'm trying to figure that out. The reason that color scheme. I feel like when I first saw those, even though they're very cool, I thought that was a little Miami-ish, with the bright colors. But so I of the city connection they brought on me. Very much so.
Jake Berger at the plate for the White Sox. As he tips one
Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count. Okay. I like our pitching staff. Like I said, I don't think a lot of people have pitching staffs, but a lot of us can't be the Mariners. You know, most people don't even know what it's like to have a Randy Johnson. It's like once you have a Randy Johnson, like, or a Griffey or Edgar Martinez, and then you get an Ichiro, and then now Julio and all these others. I mean, it's like, it's a different standard here. Like, we might not have the championships yet, but we've definitely had some of the most like electric, special, people on and off the field. Edgar, Griffey, Randy. I mean, too bad A-Rod was A-Rod. If A-Rod was just like loyal, didn't do PEDs or roids and stayed with the Mariners, what could have been. But not everyone is meant for this. 29K and 3 seconds. Woo! Wonderful. Woo! Incredible, huh? Is that good?
Stats guru Chris Kamka. It's the first time this year that the White Sox have had two left-handed hitters homer in the same game.
And I like Brash. I don't like Flexen. Flexen is the only one that's terrible. I think we can all universally agree that he doesn't even need to pitch in any circumstance. I would rather have like Ty France throw the baseball to the catcher rather than him. So, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, he is not even worth having out there. I mean, we're already struggling. You have him out there, he's not going to be able to do anything. Damn it, another hit. Come on, Mariners. This game is in reach. Don't let it slip away. Don't let Woo's great performance just go down the shitter because he's a 5-hole guy. Let's win for him. Let's win for Woo. Win for Brian Woo. Is Brash going out? What's going on? There's a pep talk. He said, Brash, do you? He's like, okay.
I'm about to say that was the year they swept the Astros, but again, if you look at how that team was constructed, they had a talented rotation. Big Bird was captain of that lineup, the main guy, I believe.
Pitch outside, called strike. 0-1 count.
Well-constructed ball club that you felt like, yeah, they might come back for repeating. So obviously, repeating in the big leagues is very difficult to do, but that was a team that you weren't surprised.
Pitches outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I got Topa. I don't know if I'm sold on Topa. Like, I like Brash a lot more than Topa. I think it's just like once you start seeing guys go in after your starters, it all depends on how consistent they are and the swagger they have and if their stuff is good. So it's like, I don't care what the name is. It could be Brash, it could be Topa, whatever, but I just don't want to see flexing results. As long as I'm not seeing that, then we're fine. But I do like our staff. I don't think, I'm not sure if anyone's like, oh my God, I love Topa or I love Brash, but I don't think they're thinking, oh, I can't wait for them not to be in the lineup. Like, I mean, most of the guys do their job at each inning that they're in. And now we got Munoz back. I mean, it would be nice to be able to have a healthy, Penn Murphy, but Marco goes out. Now Woo gets an opportunity to shine, and Ray goes out, and Bryce Miller gets a time to shine. And, and then it shows you that, they're maybe capable of replacing other guys or bolstering the pitching staff. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to get rid of Logan Gilbert. You know what I mean? But like I said, it all depends on money and how you're wanting to build the team. But I'll tell you what, not very many teams are going to have, 4, 5, 6 deep quality, pieces. It's just the hitting, man. And like I said, we have potential. That's what makes it hurt so bad, is that like we could be the Texas Rangers or the Astros this year. That could have been us if we could have just had hitting. popped up. Nice job, JP.
Bro, you remember I ran the leaderboard last year, right? I've been doing some scouting in the offseason. Check out these prospects. All right. I traded you a starting pitcher for an outfielder. What about your Juan Soto? Or Julio Rodriguez? Are you sure about that? Are you trading me? Really? He was your top performer last season. You know what, man? I'm all set. Juan Soto. I think you made the right choice.
That's what I'm waiting for next year. Huh? Ducks, UW? I gotta take care of you, Reflect. All right, Mariners due up. Let's go to the bottom of the seventh. Let me adjust this real quick. I'm going to check up on my puppy here real quick, too. One sec. Leading off for the Mariners in the bottom of the seventh inning, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Batting second this inning, 1 for 1 with 2 base on balls. Left fielder, Jared Kelenic. And batting third, 1 for 2, base on ball. Third baseman, Eugenio Suarez.
Watch baseball live or on demand on your favorite supported devices. Save 50% for Father's Day through June 18th. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Father and son enjoying life at the ballpark on a Friday night here in Seattle. It's a good game. The White Sox and the Mariners tied at 2. Oscar Hernandez takes a strike from Tanner Biggs.
All right, had to wrap my puppy in a blanket. Sitting on the bed waiting for Dad. Snug like a bug. Teoscar. Back. Gone, baby. Teoscar Hernandez keeping the heater going. Electric, baby. Woo! Let's go. Teoscar Hernandez coming through. 3-2 Mariners. Let's go. These Apple exclusive games end up being like pretty damn good. I don't know what they know with the matchups because most people thinking, Mariners, White Sox probably ain't going to be that special. Well, pretty good game. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Next up, Jared Kelenic. Jared. That was low. Fuck it, man. Next up, Eugenio Suarez, strike zone for a lot of these pitchers. Gosh, it's just so 50-50. It's all good. Thank you, Mike. $2.38. Every dollar counts. Yeah, even Cash App stuff always will help too, for sure.
And really, if you're a White Sox, you're thinking out by out. So for Kopech, the inability to finish
$2.38. Every dollar matters. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to see. I can get you like Kyle Busch, or give me something music related, whatever you want, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, let's get there. Yeah. Plus, I think I'm like negative 20 in my account because I think StreamYard took out money that I didn't think they were taking out yet. So anything on the Cash App side to get my account positive would be good. 3-2 Mariners, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, 0-1 count. Let's go, Cal.
They won their series against the Marlins, trying to get back in the right direction. You and I, they've struggled in one-run games this year, something that was a big part of their success over the last 2 seasons. But this year, they have not played nearly as well in their one-run games.
Pitches high, 2 balls, 1 strike. 238. Oh, Cal popped up. Foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th, Mariners 3, White Sox 2. We're fighting. Slayer. We could do that. Low and outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Chopper towards third. Berger. Got him. End of the 7th inning. Mariners ahead now, 3-2. Let's go to the top of the 8th. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to the top of the 8th. Leading off for the White Sox in the top of the 8th, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Seby Zavala. Batting second for Chicago, 1 for 3, shortstop Tim Anderson. Mr. Anderson. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI and a K, left fielder Andrew Benintendi. Wonder if he's wondering, man, I wish I was on Boston still.
Und in 3 times Deutschland's most disagreeable man. I want to tickle him so bad.
3-2 Mariners. Top of the 8th.
Loved it. I only trust Meineke with Meineke.
MLB The Show Legend Line. Ready to play? Let's get it. Come on. Nice. That was sick. Man, you like that?
Check out the new storylines mode where you can play as one of the Negro League baseball legends.
Your voice sounds familiar.
Oh, Slayer!
Just call me the captain. Rated E for everyone.
Hey guys, I'm Mark today. Just let you know.
Sounds of the game presented by Elvis Saunders tonight.
That was the best. It was always a joy. He never had not had a smile on his face. And like I said earlier in the ball game, he's loved in every locker room he's ever been in. And so I'm glad I got a chance to get a big hug.
I got you.
Talk about how he hit a double off.
Here's Andres
Munoz, baby.
The ball up against him. He's not allowed to run yet in his 7 appearances. Zavala just hoping to make some contact, even with a bunt.
Come on, baby.
Missed a lot of time this year with a deltoid strain, but he's back, and it looks like he hasn't missed any time at all.
That's a good question. It all depends on money. You know, Yankees, Dodgers will offer a shitload. Padres will probably raise the price and offer something crazy, extra 20 to 50 million that they can't probably even pay. But, you know, and then he'll probably go to one of the top tier teams. It would be awesome if he went to Seattle, but what would we have to do to get him? Who would we have to give up? You know, but I mean, anytime you can add an Ohtani, you know, with a Julio, that would be incredible. But, I mean, I know tickets would be going crazy if fucking that happened, you know, but it definitely would give us a better shot to win it all if we had Ohtani and Julio together, if they didn't just dismantle all the team. But I don't know if the Mariners even have that kind of money. 500 million, 600 million, $1 billion. I mean, what is Shohei Ohtani worth? Billions? I mean, there's no other player like him on planet Earth. A guy that can get you 10 wins and a shitload of strikeouts and play really, really well, on top of maybe being a top 3 hitter, home run blaster in the whole entire Major League Baseball with Aaron Judge. Your name is with Aaron Judge. I mean, that is just insanity. You know, Yordan Alvarez is a pretty good hitter as well, but to me, it's pretty much Ohtani and Judge, and everyone else is below them. Like, those are the guys that are modern day, larger than life, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays type of guys that we're just so lucky to be able to see now. Well, at least people are trying to see them. So, I mean, I mean, you know, obviously, you know, with our, you know, Japanese background and, you know, our Japanese connection with the Mariners, I know Ichiro and him, you know, there's something there, but, you know, ultimately I would assume Shohei is either going to take more money, right? Or he's going to take less money and go to the team that he wants to win a championship with, that he thinks that at this point in my career, I don't want to waste it. I can get money after this contract. Let's try to win it all. And so that way that brings that legacy up. So, and if that's the case, then you probably, you know, go to the Yankees or Dodgers. But I think if you go to the Yankees, I don't necessarily think Shohei going to the Yankees puts them over the top. They'll be good. But I think if he would go somewhere else like Dodgers, you know, if he went to like a team, like he's not going to be able to go to the Braves. But if you went to a team like that, like the Braves or the Dodgers or someone that's a little bit more established, hopefully not Astros, then that's a guy that can definitely take you to the championship. But for certain teams, like Yankees might have the money, but I just don't see, oh, Shohei to the Yankees, World Series. But if Shohei went to the Dodgers or the Braves or, you know, Astros, then I'd be like, oh, fuck. Like, you know, like when's the World Series party going to be? It's going to happen. But, you know, I think you have to have still a good pitching staff and you have to have good supporting cast and a good manager too. So, all right, Mike, I appreciate you. But that would just be, you know, wild if you had, you know, Ohtani and Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, like 3 Bash Bros, and you'd have that pitching. But then you would need Garrett Cole to stay healthy and That would be an amazing 1-2 punch with Cole and Ohtani. You could essentially pitch like 6 or 7 games with those two guys. You could essentially go 3 Cole starts and 3 Ohtani starts, and you'd have just one other guy. But of course, you are normally going to have 3 or 4. You rotate. But essentially, your 2 best could go 2 or 3 games each, and do really, really well. But I don't know. When I look at the Yankees roster, I don't think it's good enough, even if they added Ohtani, where it would be automatic. They're going to the World Series. I mean, to me, it would be like you get Ohtani, maybe you get to the, ALDS or ALCS and lose. But I don't know. I just think that wouldn't be good enough necessarily, unless he's winning like 15 to 20 games and hitting 60 home runs or something. Then that's another story. Munoz, boom, let's go, baby. Munoz, KKK. Nice job. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. We're up 3-2. Munoz did his job. Munoz should be pitching in the 9th, and Paul Sewald should be in the 8th. But for whatever reason, we have Munoz in the 8th, and then Sewald in the 9th. I mean, wouldn't it make sense to have the best one in the 9th? Or is it just me? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Like, no disrespect to Sewald, but if I had to take one or the other, I know which one I'm choosing. But I have to give Sewald credit, holding it down while Munoz was gone and having to hope that by the time it got to you, you're not in a horrible position. And he's not too bad. 3-2 Mariners are up. At left, Shrimpf. That's pretty much how I try to spell it. They'll figure it out. Oh, Huskies. Pinella.
Oscar Hernandez holding the trident after a home run in the 7th. Giving Seattle a 3-2 lead. It's the score on the bottom of the 8th is Jesse Schultens gets the ball here. Schultens replacing Mike Clevenger on the roster. The plan was for Schultens to also replace him in the starting rotation. If he works it in here, I suppose he still can do that on Monday.
Yeah, it's just a little work. Kind of a cool
Bottom of the 8th, AJ Pollock. What are we doing? Why AJ Pollock? Should have been Mike Ford. Chopper to short, one away. Bottom of the 8th, Mariners 3, White Sox 2. Let's go, baby. Next up, second baseman, Jose Caballero. 3-2 Mariners, one away. And we're in the bottom of the 8th.
Tools on display tonight. Luis Robert figures to be their all-star.
Roberts, 36 extra base hits, is second behind your Shohei Ohtani. So he's healthy, man.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see where Ohtani ends up going. I know a lot of these teams kind of passed or tried to get, these big name guys like Aaron Judge and a few others, to come to San Diego, and then they backed out. But if you actually look at the Padres like lineup of the, Tatis and Machado and Soto, it's like if you got Yu Darvish there, you add an Ohtani, you could actually be pretty nasty. Like Ohtani on the Padres, they would have the money, and I could see Ohtani in that uniform for whatever reason. Like that could get them over the top, but I just don't know if he has a love for San Diego. Oh, dropped it. Yes. Fire to first, Wild. But of course, Dodgers and Yankees, you would think. I think Dodgers, he would have more success than the Yankees, I think, personally. But again, Ohtani going anywhere, that takes your team to a whole nother level. But I guess it just depends on where your pitching staff is, who's managing, and what the team actually looks like compared to the rest of the league. Because it's like certain teams, like you'd be a playoff team and you go a little bit further, and then other teams are a playoff team and you're going to win it all with them, more than likely. Or, we don't really know. Or maybe he goes to a team and it's kind of like the Angels where he's like really good with Mike Trout, but they never win anything. Like they just, they're all stars and they have great moments during the regular season, but the team around them is never good enough to do anything really significant. So Ohtani definitely is deserving of a championship. Mariners 3, White Sox 2. Everything will be on the bottom of the ticker as well. Next up, 1 for 3 with a run and a base on ball. Shortstop, J.B. Crawford. All right, no problem. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Of course, man. You're number one, bro. You're my NASCAR guy. My college football guy. JP. 2 away. Next up, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Don't chase the pitches, Julio.
Bases bigger, you can put a pitch clock up, but there's certain nuances about baseball that
come on, baby. 3-2 Mariners. Runner at third. 2 away. 0-1 count. Come on, baby. Be patient, my guy. Hit probability says 20%. Go on, Julio. Check swing. Did he go? 1 ball, 1 strike. He did not. Check swing. Did he go?
Of this ball club. It's like, do they really want to win? Do you believe this is the group that can win? Or do you
Come on, Julio.
shake it up?
They certainly have some trade chips.
Pitches outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
After this season is over. Consider Anderson as one of their trade chips as well. Guys in their bullpen.
Joe Kelly, Bregman, those guys are valuable.
Come on, baby. 2-2 pitch. Chop foul. Count still stays the same. Bottom of the 8th, Mariners 3, White Sox 2, runner at third. 2-2 pitch to Julio. I hope so, because I need to get positive. Nothing worse when that happens. Chopper towards third. Safe. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That looks safe. He was hustling. That might have been safe. I think they need to review that. Let's look again. Look at Julio. Oh, he's out. Wow, barely. The foot needed to come down on the bag a little bit more. And the ball is in now. I mean, I know it's sometimes tie go to the runner, but it's just like that foot pushing down on the bag. At first, it was like safe, but after looking at that opposite angle, I think he was out. Damn it. All right, end of the 8th. Let's go to the top of the 9th.
But one by one, they can add up to something incredible. Because when you tap or order online with your MasterCard at restaurants and grocery stores, MasterCard will donate 1 more cent up to $5 million.
Going to the top of the 9th, Mariners 3, White Sox 2.
We are powerful. But never as powerful as
Let's go to the lineup.
we come together. The strength of us.
All right, leading off for the White Sox, center fielder Luis Robert Jr. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Batting second this inning, DHing for Chicago, Eloy Jimenez. And batting third baseman, Jake Berger. All right, we just got to find a way just to get out of this late rally. Started off a little slow, but I mean, we had a pretty good night with Woo, 9 Ks. That's good for obviously your 5-hole. You don't expect your 5-hole pitcher and brand new to the scene like a 6-rounder to get 9 Ks and in his first couple starts, to be able to have some kind of production like that. So good sign. And both of our teams, I mean, we're kind of going in both different directions. I mean, the White Sox are 30 and 40, so they're really out of it. We're 33 and 34. So we're at 500, and we're not really looking like we're going to make it either, but we are a little bit further ahead than where the White Sox are at this point. So, any other photos that you guys want me to be able to pull up? Yeah, nothing on the Cash App side except for the 2 from Mike. But maybe we'll get a goat to come through at some point and bless us on that end. All right, let's go to the top of the 9th. Game isn't over just yet. Paul Sewald.
Paul Sewald has a tough test here at the top of the 9th inning with a 1-run lead. The middle of the White Sox order starting with Luis Robert.
All right, baby. Top of the 9th. Sewald, 28 games, 12 saves out of 13 opportunities. ERA 2.63. Opponent average 0.177. Big swing and a miss. Yes, sir. Luis Robert Jr., 261 average, 17 homers. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I mean, I did put him on the thumb with Julio, but I don't want him to go off here. Two balls, 2 strikes. Come on, Paul. 2-2 pitch. Jammed him. Went foul. That's a souvenir. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And if anyone ends up, I mean, at this point, the game is pretty much over. But I was mentioning earlier, if you are looking to be able to get an Apple TV subscription or to try it out to see if you like Ted Lasso and some of the, I mean, of course, everyone's got Netflix and Hulu and all these other ones that we do, right? But they are doing on the Mariners Twitter a 2-month free trial. So if you are looking to be able to check out the Apple TV broadcast, they're a hell of a lot better than the games that are on YouTube exclusive. And they're doing them every Friday. And obviously the matchups most of the time are pretty good. You don't get charged anything, and you get 2 months to check out all the content. So if you are looking, that is where I would go, and that's where I signed up for mine. So just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up for people that are watching on Twitter or that are watching here on YouTube, if you're interested, in Friday night. Because, I mean, it does get to a point where, I mean, if my team is playing on there, I can always do the Dodger game, for my dad. But, I mean, I'd rather do the Mariners, and the Dodger game looks like it would have been good too. It's a top of the 10th, 5-5. They're knotted up with the Giants. So that would have been a good stream as well. But I think this one would have got better views just because it's a little bit more exclusive. But I did a week trial and tried it out, and then it ran out today. And I thought it might have been after today, but then, I was able to do another trial through the Mariners Twitter. And, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to watch Ted Lasso. I'll try out some of the programming. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, long term, but I'll try it out. And then I got my PlayStation 2 that I just found all the cords for. I haven't picked it up in 20 years, and I got like 20 PlayStation 1 and 2 games. So, I'm definitely going to be I'm going to be busy. And I got some really good titles too, so like epic ones. Got him! Paul Sewald, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mariners win, baby. Interview him. Yeah. We got to dance. Reflect. Mariners win. 3-2 Mariners. What a great game. I mean, of course, you would like to be able to have those games sometimes that are going to be, 10-9, 8-7, or you get like a pitching duel. But I'll take that. And I enjoyed the start with Wu. I mean, I enjoy watching Wu pitch more than Logan Gilbert at this point. So final score, Mariners 3, White Sox 2. Awesome, man. Let's go, Mariners. I think it's like good luck, Reflect, because I feel like when we watch the games together, like good shit happens. When we don't watch the games together, sometimes we don't do as good. I don't know. Things are starting to kind of shape up with everything. Let's go, baby. Well, like I said, we're almost at the 3-hour mark. There is no more school. So technically I can stream as late as I want every day, Monday through Sunday. So I do want to spend some time with Paisley, but I wouldn't mind hanging out for another 30 minutes to an hour, either doing food or wrestlers or old school baseball players or whatever you want. So for any of the regulars or any of the newbies, any other photos that I owe from any of the donos, let me know. And then maybe by going a little bit longer, we'll get a few more people coming through and we might be able to hit the goal on the dono side. So I'm thinking another 33 minutes at the minimum, but I wouldn't mind going to the 4-hour mark. We're at 2 hours and 57 minutes now. So I know some people, it's late, it's midnight, 1 a.m, but if you got nothing else going on and you want to hang out for a little bit longer, I'm here to hang out for at least a little bit longer. At the very, very least, at least 15 or 20 minutes. So that way we can look at, a few different things. So let me delete some of these photos here. And awesome. What a good win for us. I mean, it looks like that Dodger Giant game would have been good, but I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying these Apple TV broadcasts. I never thought I would say that, but man, I kind of like it. I mean, especially if we're winning when we're doing the broadcast.
Rodriguez helping cause as well against Tim Anderson. The White Sox tonight. Brian Wu struck out
9 Ks for Brian Wu. Nice job.
Against the White Sox this evening. Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus returns next week. Another doubleheader first at 6:30 Eastern.
All right, I got to delete some of these photos.
biggest rivalry between the Mets and the Phillies. Pregame coverage begins 30 minutes prior to each game. For Trell Lewis and Heidi Watley, I'm Wayne Randazzo. Friday Night Baseball postgame coverage from the studio is.
All right, I'm gonna go off of this now. I mean, I do have my PS2 that I'm kind of. I have so many like epic games to play too. You have to understand, I haven't picked it up in like 20 years. This Case Logic has got like all my DVDs in it. I think I have like 50 DVDs and 20 games. Something like that. Old school. Case Logic. Man, some of these titles too. NBA Live 06, March Madness 02, college basketball, NBA 2K2, one of the very first ones for PS2, NCAA football 2005, Madden 2002, Madden 2003, Madden 2004, NCAA football 2004, NFL Blitz for PlayStation 1 in 97, the OG, the original. I got that on 64 too. Oh my God. Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, NBA Live 98, NBA Street, Gran Turismo 3. Oh shit. NHL 2002. Ridge Racer 4, Tokyo Extreme Racer 0, ATV, Off-Road Fury, Metal Gear Solid 2, Silent Hill 2, Knockout Kings 2001, SSX, Madden 2001, NBA Live 2001, Time Splitters, Omnimusha, Tekken Tag Tournament, SmackDown 2. Man, crazy. All right, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Reflect. Yes. Wow, Emmett Sheehan. Another Dodger pitcher? Wow.
In his big league debut since the franchise moved to LA at the start of the 1958 season.
Zach Gallen, he is a number one at home in Arizona. He's unbeatable. He's been absolutely fantastic. 5 consecutive strikeouts for Zach Gallen. Dallas got it rolling. He changed.
All right, where do we want to go? What did you want to see, Megan? We'll see if we can get any other goats to come through. All right, I got to find something to watch here. I'm going to take a quick peek with Paisley too. But yeah, so I probably will be streaming a little bit later. I mean, if I have the opportunity to, as long as Paisley's not being like neglected and whatnot, like I want to make sure I put in that time, and I might have to be able to, you know, try to get to that certain, you know, number of either people or, you know, possible donos or possible subs and whatnot. Oh, Rampage. I can watch that. All right, hold on here. All right, so I got, what do I got? Rampage, Guys All-American Trip, SmackDown, River Monsters, Simpsons, King of the Hill. Oh, I'm set. Ryan in the building. What's good? All right, let's do some photos here for a little bit. And I got AEW Rampage on. Oh. It's always good to have some wrestling during the week. And then we got, Collision tomorrow with CM Punk. So that'll be interesting to see if that show is kind of like a Rampage, which is like good sometimes, but sometimes not so good. But you could say that for WWE, like with NXT. Sometimes good, not so good. Raw, sometimes good, sometimes not. Same thing with SmackDown. But I love wrestling, and I'll never stop watching. So, I mean, you got to be able to have something else to watch, you know, other than sports, especially after football and basketball and hockey and everything's over. Oh, I fucking love it. Are you kidding me? I mean, obviously, you can already tell, like, the rat, right? And, people are starting to get to a point, where if the information comes out, obviously not only does that harm, Easy, but obviously the brother, the dad, the girlfriends, like anyone that is associated, with them, not only the crew, you know what I mean? So, and they're obviously dipping into other things for money and whatnot. So, yeah, but I thought Mayans. I mean, I've always enjoyed it, and like I said, for a show to be on like FX, that could be on HBO or Showtime, that type of quality. I think they've done a really good job, and I'm always sad to see a show like that go. And they usually do a pretty like realistic job of what it would be like to be able to see like that Latino biker gang type of scene, kind of like what you were being able to get with obviously the Sons of Anarchy, with obviously like the Caucasian like white biker gang and how ruthless that they can be. And now you're starting to see like a few different of the gangs kind of coming together and whatnot. All right, Rampage is on here. Yeah, but I'm enjoying it, man. I like it a lot. I just don't like my shows ending. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I saw a couple Stacy Keibler photos. I mean, the wrestling stuff will come up on my timeline. I usually try to find like those rare photos or like photos that you have of like the wrestlers, like in their off time, like if they're going to the beach. And I found like some really cool ones of like Stone Cold before he was Stone Cold, when he was at WCW, when he had hair and he was stunning Steve Austin. And it was kind of funny because my buddy was actually watching one of the old pay-per-views, Stunning Steve versus Johnny B. Bad in WCW. And then the next day I found a photo. It's like young William Regal, young Stone Cold, young Arn Anderson, Ricky Steamboat, and then one other guy. It's just cool to be able to see stuff like that. Mariners win, baby. Yeah, because he got the deal because if you've watched the show from the beginning, with him, so he ended up either like killing a police or whatever in the show, or something like of that nature. So he should have been like locked up, and you're not getting out. I mean, especially if you. So and then all of a sudden you get locked up, and then you're out, and then the brother was already in the Mayans, and then they brought him in, and then he worked his way up, to getting to that position, but. But obviously it's, it's like Potter and these guys, it's everyone is trying to get information, and sometimes they're letting certain like deals slide, and they're also controlling stuff like the money and the power. So sometimes you'll get like the cops or like the intelligence that's supposed to be good, but they're in on it. They're in on the cartel stuff, and, they're getting their cut and whatnot. And yeah, but yeah, so we'll see. And that's why, I don't know if you saw the last episode, but obviously there was information like in the prison, and when he went to go visit, and he confronted him, and then obviously the reason why, he ended up tackling him and he wrapped his leg around him is that way that he would get beaten and go into a solitary confinement. That way he couldn't tell the other member, the bigger dude, that, hey, the rat is you. And then he had to do the fight to kind of prove himself that I'm loyal, you know what I mean? And go that route. So yeah. Like that's one of those shows that you have to put your phone down and like, you have to like focus completely on the show. Sometimes like there's certain shows where you can be on your phone and you can kind of half pay attention. You can still get it. But certain shows that have a lot of plot and plot twists and betrayal and, a lot of moving parts and a lot of character development, like you got to be able to kind of keep up. But that's from what I gauge from it. But it is kind of nice that I have the choice to, go a little bit longer, because I know there are people that, they stay up super late, and yeah, so it's nice. I mean, as long as Paisley's not neglected and whatnot, and I can, kind of space it out a little bit. But I don't mind doing longer streams. I mean, if that's what it's going to take to be able to try to hit numbers and do all that. So Stacy Keebler photos are too sexy, man. She is a beautiful woman.
Help your family warm up to mornings with the protein to help fuel your day.
Wake up to the goodness of Jimmy Dean.
Yeah, but a lot of the times people don't, unless like wrestling, but a lot of times when you end up getting certain wrestlers, sometimes they end up being cheerleaders for like pro teams, college or pro, and then they get the opportunity. She's aged well too. Well, of course, now in this position, because it sounds like the brother was the one that burned, the load, and when he admitted that to the girl, when he was trying to tell her to get him to stop with the new supply of stuff in the show, so it might be one of those things where the brother is forced to do it, by the other people, but also too, the brother, his life is in jeopardy too now. Because it's like he knew about it, the whole time. So it's not like he didn't know. Apparently, Stacy Keebler is a Mariner fan. I'm going to take that logo off. There we go.
Using that experience, something under the Colorado and laying in an overhand chop. Oh, jeez.
Oh, I found an old school SmackDown, like 99. Look at young. It says SmackDown 99. I don't think that year is right. 99. Look at how young Randy Orton is. Hopefully his career is not over. Hi, Paisley. You missed Daddy? Oh, Paisley's in here now. Hi, honey. You missed Dad? Miss Daddy? I love you. Come here. Come here. I love you.
Chris Statlander's fault that Smart Mark Story put on the Open Challenge. I don't know. Vicious kick there. Oh, Idaho X.
Yeah, but like I said, when you're in that type of business and you have like certain partnerships and loyalty, it's like the pipeline is everything. You need to be able to have the supply and the money, with that show to be able to get stuff done. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how kind of it all plays out. I'm sad that it's going to be, coming to an end. Well, Paisley's like right here in my grill and whatnot. So I think that, I do want to be able to stay on and hang out and whatnot, obviously. But I don't want to keep her waiting too long either. And we'll get into I got to look at the schedule for tomorrow to see what we got going on, but we'll probably go here for another like 17 minutes, see if anyone else shows up here right at the end after the game is over. And then I'm going to end the stream here. Yeah, but Paisley wants a snug. All right, man. All right, no problem. All right, well, maybe we'll just end it then at this point. I mean, like I said, I think it's kind of a good time. You know, it's already kind of late, right? 10:21, 12:21, or 1:21. And then I'll be back, and we'll end up doing some more games this weekend. I think Paisley's like, Dad, I want a snug. She gave me that look. So, well, I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you to everyone that donated, commented, chatted, shared on Twitter. I appreciate you guys very, very much. And we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll grind it out again for another matchup of the White Sox and Mariners, or possibly something different. Appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.